Yeah. And Bono's not his real name. His real name is Chris Stanley.
That's you.
It seems like now is this a permanent channel? Is it a
As of right now, it's a permanent channel that's going to launch in 2020.
splaunch?
It's gonna.
Launch.
You said sponge.
But by the way, you can't say as of right now it's permanent. That sounds temporary. Either it's permanent or it's temporary. And I don't think the temporary thing is a bad idea. You know, you run it for a while,
Right.
give it a rest, run it again. I know when we first started doing Petty here, it would be like available. Well, he would basically do Buried Treasure, you know, and I think he did it on one of the other channels. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you can listen to that channel and you forget that Tom Petty's gone. That's how much he's on it.
Yeah.
I think the key to these channels is don't just run endless concerts, but have their interaction. So I think the two best celebrity channels that we have is the Petty channel and the Billy Joel channel.
Right,
Because
because they
they'll
actually
talk about their songs.
Yeah. And then, you know, I know that with Petty he does that, but with Billy Joel he also like plays music like influences and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
they have some of those, like he'll talk about a group,
Right.
you know, and then they put a different song in every time. I don't know where they went and recorded this, but and then he'll talk about what made them, you know, important. So it's everybody's the same way. It was the bands that when they were in, you know, middle school and high school are the most important bands to them. I think it's really difficult to have a band that's really important to you as an adult that you discovered as an adult.
Oh yeah, because your heart is open then.
Yes.
You're just like you're ready to receive. Lyrics touch you.
Right.
You're like, oh, this really opens up the meaning for me. You know what I
Yes.
mean? As an adult, you're like, yeah, I've seen some shit too.
Also, I think at that age you could hate a band more than you need to hate them.
I've never had more passionate hates for band than I did
Yeah.
when I was a kid. Now, if somebody says that that they like a band I hate, I'm like, interesting.
Yeah.
Now I know that
I'm
about
glad that
you.
you have something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
That's how I feel now. I'm like, oh, you enjoy that. That's good for you. Now, Dr. Nuggs wrote this 42 minutes ago. Love the show, blah, blah, blah. That said,
Uh-oh.
loving U2 and Jay Giles while shitting on the Doors and Queen is laughable. Well, I don't think I've ever shit on the Doors. They're
No.
one of my favorite bands of all
You
time.
love.
And I love talking about them. Queen, maybe my favorite guitar player, at least one of my favorite guitar players of all time. I just said Freddie is more Broadway / opera than he is rock and roll.
I believe even what you had said about the Doors was that other musicians were hard on them and they
Yeah.
they don't get remembered, or Jim doesn't get remembered as a great vocalist, particularly by other
Right.
musicians.
I guess that counts as shitting on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, you're just telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Charles in West Virginia.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
I was when Prince passed away, they did a memorial channel. I can't remember how long it lasted, but it was a very good channel. There's so many different things that you can have besides Prince music. He wrote so many songs, had so many acts that came off of his, the Paisley Park records. So
Yes, we're all
why do
familiar.
you think
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yes. Why do you think that hasn't been back?
Well, mainly because you have to make a deal with who's ever running that now. And I think that's all in litigation with each other of who's in charge. He did not leave his thing to one specific person to say,
Right,
you're
that's
in
true.
charge of this. So I know
Yeah.
Prince, supposedly, there's a lot of unreleased music in the vault, but that's going to
Yes.
have to work its way out like it, did. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I don't think we have like a Black Stars channel anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't think of one, actually.
I mean, a James Brown
Yeah.
thing. But, most of the time, like we said, the people that the channels are the best, and at least in my opinion, are the ones who present them the most. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Ben Tench does a thing on the Petty channel, and he's got all the memories. He was there for it.
Right. I think it's best. I mean, there's certainly bands where like you're gonna put in greatest of all time, but if you don't have somebody who's the voice behind the channel,
Right.
then it's just a playlist channel.
Or one of the things I don't like is just rerunning live shows through a board. They're not even live albums.
Right.
And like that gets a little redundant. A gentleman stopped, and I said I would help him. He was in the meet and greet line at the Creeps in Harrisburg, and he has a problem with the on-demand for the What a Joke show from Los Angeles with Tom Papa and Fortune Fenster. He can't fast forward or look how he wrote everything out.
Oh,
and he said, just get this into somebody's office that could help.
I love this.
I mean, we spent a lot of time together while I was posing with pictures with other people because he's been trying to get through.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know who's in charge of this, but I will have my guys run it down. This is my way of helping someone. I will give this to my people and have my people deal with it.
Yes. I feel like when someone hands you like a mission like that,
Yes.
you must accept.
I gave him a guarantee. I go, I swear to you. So, Chris,
Yes.
you're my people.
Got
or
it.
should I give this to Earl and have him just blow his nose with it and
No,
forget all
let
about
me
it?
get to the bottom of this. It's kind of it seems like there's some bullet points there.
It's nothing but,
Wow.
you know what I mean? And then we
Wow.
went over them. You cannot fast forward or rewind. You cannot download. And then he had the app to show me,
Okay.
look how it works on your channel. Look how it works.
Right.
Why? Now, I know this is an LA show and they're newer. So here's what I would say. You probably know the people here to get to know. I'm not handing this over,
Okay,
Chris, until
okay.
you make a copy.
Yes.
I want you to make several copies. 'Cause
Got it.
Scan that. I'd
this
like
has
one.
to go to everybody. But he's like, there's 3 hours of content after the show. I would like to be able. I get it. So, but you should try to contact their producers
Yes.
because they should also be on this.
Right.
Maybe this is an LA thing and not a New York thing.
Possibly, yes. I'm going to get to the bottom of it on the East Coast and the West Coast.
Now, more people were telling me just how fantastic the LA studios are now.
Oh, cool.
And in the old days, they used to be very small. Now they're very great.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And they said their version of the Fishbowl is unbelievable. It's
Oh,
got
that's
bleachers.
cool.
So when I get out there, my schedule is very, very busy at the beginning of the year. But I want to find a place to get out to Los Angeles, the home of the Doors.
Yes.
By the way, Dr. Nuggs. That's where the Doors are from.
I'm starting to wonder if he's even a real doctor.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is.
I think he is. I think he's a doctor of nugs. We just went and made a peek at the Mrs. Maisel crew.
Yes.
Very attractive show.
Yes, it's a good looking group of folks
Yeah.
hanging out there.
And the woman who plays her manager, I would never recognize on the street. She looks completely different. Monk was there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tony
Tony
Shalhoub.
Mrs. Maisel and some of the other cast members, and they're all very, very attractive people. Mrs. Maisel has a certain something.
She does.
Charisma,
She's very,
it used to be.
I would almost use the word elegant. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like she has an elegance.
Beyond her years.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond her years. So that's cool because we haven't seen anybody down there in a while.
I know it's been quiet. I think maybe this, the redesign that they're doing, they haven't been booking like a lot of things there.
There's nothing but
But that
construction.
vestibule, boy, is it looking good. Looks really nice.
Shag carpeting now.
Uh huh.
Is that right?
Where?
Yeah, purple shag carpeting. Where the new seats are.
Really?
Yeah, take a look during a break.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look.
It's quite
see at
thick.
That. Yeah. That seems like something cool for
All right.
Prince Radio, which we'll be pitching.
I just read this on Twitter. Ronnie B giving that paper to Chris to help is as good as putting it in the shredder. That's a really good point.
That's
Maybe this is a Vito thing because Vito loves to go around and find out stuff. My problem with him is his age is so young
Yeah.
that people don't respect him and the way he dresses as if he's at a hip hop pajama party. You know what I mean? It looks
Yeah.
like a cute kid.
I mean, look, there's there's something about him. He's got the
Yeah.
personality. But look over here at Chris, at this really nice shirt he's wearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking
he
great.
does look like someone.
But
who
it's a
could-
dirty shirt with stains.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Don't listen
What-
to the
I want-
haters.
I want you to give me the pitch why you should run down this Tom Papa.
I'm much
demand
more
problem.
likable. I get along with people really well. They don't know me as the crazy guy that sits in a dark office.
You know what?
Yeah, Ron.
That's all I needed to hear. This is like the impeachment hearings. I make up my mind very, very quickly.
Chris, why do you keep the lights off in the office?
No,
It's
I
easier
had
on
to-
the eyes.
My fucking phone went out yesterday. Now I had to redo my SIM card and everything. I'm wondering if it was from the cold last night. But I went back into this office. It was only about 6:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chris is in there. It's dark as hell, and he's just chomping down candy. I don't know where you got the. It
was Skittles from the vending machine.
but there was also chocolates in there.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
All right,
Ron.
so he just got nothing but
Interesting.
candy, and he's hammering it, and then there was bags all over, and I was just like, if I was from booking, I'd be disgusted. All right, Vito, you got the assignment.
Fuck.
Here's what I want you to do.
An assignment.
Yeah, I want you to make sure that you run at least two copies, one for me, one for Gail, so we can keep it.
Yes.
And how long should we get him to get to the bottom of the problem?
It seems like something that he could at least get you some answers
Right.
about tomorrow. I mean, maybe the problem won't be solved,
Right.
but you've got to make some progress by tomorrow.
I also want you to send an email to this gentleman to say that I've assigned you to this and you are on top of it.
Yeah.
And- yeah.
BCC me
I
on
look
that,
forward to
please.
communicating with him and all of you.
I love it.
This is
This
ridiculous.
is the way that you don't talk, Chris.
Yeah, I've never
I
heard.
just
you-
I don't need. Yes.
Find me the Brooklyn hero. This is the guy that New York has fallen in love with, the Brooklyn hero. It was a guy that was going to jump off a bridge in Brooklyn, and God damn it, he stopped it from happening. Vito, sit down for this. Do you belong here? Earl, sit in your shit fucking seat like you, because I can't give you anything right now. But congratulations, Vito. This
Yeah,
is a
this
really
is
big deal
big.
for
I
you.
don't like this at all. I would love to have gotten to the bottom of this.
No,
Ron.
you don't. You don't like walking up the stairs.
He's
It's-
right.
I can make phone calls. All right.
Chris,
yeah,
it's
maybe-
over, buddy.
Maybe that's true. I
Okay?
don't like walking upstairs.
You're barking at a train that's already pulled out of the station.
Come back.
Someone stop that fucking train.
Is that dog
perfect
talk?
for
Yeah, I know. It's all laid out perfectly.
By the way, I've just been noticing
Yeah.
Vito, the way he's handling the paper, smiling down at it. He's so excited to take on
Well,
this
yeah.
project.
I have a Netflix membership, so I look forward to dealing with the Netflix people.
I don't even know what that means, but because if you call Netflix, it's a big problem.
Don't.
Don't just let me have it.
Have it.
Have it. Have
I
it.
said
Ron.
this is why you can't have it. Your words are fucked today.
Caveats?
No, not caveat. Have it.
He says "cav it" from
Yeah,
where
you
he's
said
from.
"cav it."
They always say "cav it," like "let me cav it." What's the problem? You keep going back to commercials.
Yeah, the
You're
New York
watching-
Post has a ton of commercials on there.
No,
content.
there's a lot we need to know about.
Nothing
you know?
would have
Daily
happened
delivery.
like that.
By clicking on it more, you're just
Yeah,
restarting the
you're
thing,
being
man.
wild
Should I
with
put
it.
Vito on
No,
that?
don't put veto
I
on
mean,
that.
Vito's a guy, you know what I mean, who understands where we're coming from.
Are you using AdBlock Plus by chance?
Yes, I am.
It doesn't look like it.
This
'cause
is
there's
odd.
no-
There's a Miss Maisel
Yeah.
Oh,
thing going
good.
on.
Apropos their listing.
Look, you don't have the ad
Apropos?
block.
All
All right, here we go.
Turn it up. So, just for people at home, there's a guy standing on the top of a bridge.
Boss, why don't you get the walk back? Walk back. It's not worth your life. Get off the bridge. It's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. You can change anything in your life.
True.
Anything, bro. Anything. Turn around. Turn around, bro. You can change anything in your life. Anything. Turn around. It's not worth it. Turn around, bro. You can change anything in your life.
Turning around.
First of all, it's amazing to me how optimistic Italians can be.
They can be, yes.
They really
Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Think of all the great things, bro. Skinjili, right? Tiramisu.
Have you ever had a little spoyadel?
Still clams alone. Now, here he is on the news. He's so much younger than I thought.
He's a
I thought this guy was going to be 52 years old.
Oh,
All right,
my God.
Now, the local news picked up on this hero. Go ahead, Fred.
Anybody after a long day's work is always anxious to get home, especially sitting in traffic.
Joey Hansen got to leave his job in Manhattan a little early because of the weather, so the 29-year-old plumber hitched a ride back to Brooklyn with his buddy. They were going over the Brooklyn Bridge around noon when they saw this.
Walk back. It's not worth your life.
That's Joey yelling from the passenger side window.
I try to just express myself as much as I can to him to get, for him to not hear me, for him to listen to me.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can change anything in your life. Anything, bro.
Joey says there were police officers trying to talk him down, but the man just stood there.
There was some drivers, but they were just looking and driving away, looking and driving away.
Not
They were
you.
staring straight out into the water. I made sure I made it a point that his life is worth more than whatever his problems are.
Turn around. It's not worth it.
And then the man turns.
Then he looked at me, so that's how I knew he was listening to me. And it looked to me like he was
pretty far
crying.
away.
He turned around and just walked right off.
The NYPD says with the help of a civilian, officers were able to get the 24-year-old man to come down safely, and he was taken to a hospital for treatment.
If everybody put out, just a hand to help, people will grab it. They want help.
One stranger helping another up by talking him down. From the Brooklyn Bridge, Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News.
The last line of that, too, is he said, I saved a life today.
Now, I don't want to take away
Good,
from
don't.
what Joey did or said. But what were these cops saying all this time? I mean, it's not like he said anything that shocking.
Bro! You know how much pussy's out there?
I can't believe that's all it took, really.
That's pussy with your name on it, bro! Fucking sucking, licking, kissing, anything you want. There's booze, there's cigars, there's pinky rings that you could be consuming. Consuming! Bro, don't do this. Don't dive into that icy water down there. You got so much to live for, bro. I didn't think I was going to make it through plumbing school. Look at me now. I'm fucking the plumbing business in the ass, bro. In the fucking ass. Bro, there's so much candy out there. Diamond rings, gold chains. Turn your hat backwards, bro. You look like a fagula right now. Italian people get crazy optimistic, and they really believe like a few words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a few cliches can turn everything around.
Yeah. I mean, he really should have ended that with take it ish.
Take it ish. Take it ish, bro. That's it. You're walking back from the watery grave. I've done it again.
Yeah, I mean, that plumber has the face of a 16-year-old, but the voice and personality
I know.
of somebody who's like well into middle age.
That's also Italian guys. They grow up fast and they're very They're homeboys.
Yeah.
They like being around the family. They like relaxing.
They love
They
it.
like a little piece of something to
Yeah.
eat. This is great, dudes. What this is right here? Cigar, nice drink.
Yeah.
Stromboli.
Yeah, we got all the different platters to set out. Cheese, pepperoni. Pepperoni is here, bro. Look, you got a nice wife. You got 7 kids. Life is good. We're changing people's lives by changing their plumbing. That was the thing in Do the Right Thing, where these people grew up on my beats and nourishes them. You know what I mean? Like he felt so part of that community. Now you got to do the right thing. You got to go home to your wife, give her some fucking gift. You know, let her know the little things matter. Yeah, you keep your side piece. I didn't say you couldn't, but you don't move in there, bro. That's something for the blacks to do. I love that dude.
He's the best.
He's a hero.
He never got out of the car either.
Yeah.
Why? I gotta fucking get home. I got things to do.
Say there was a guy about to kill himself.
I gotta make sure there's no snow on the steps. My mother walks up there.
Good point.
She'll break a neck.
God forbid.
Ma, not for nothing, you should have saw me today. Like a fucking hero. It was seriously like a Robin Hood came in on the Brooklyn Bridge. Everybody's talking about me now. The big CBS people would interview me. What am I going to say? I put on my best fucking tracksuit. You got so much to live for, bro. I don't even know you, but you're fucking, your money! Like from that movie from the 90s, your fucking money, bro. Why are you jumping? We're not Puerto Ricans, we stay!
What?
It's just something inappropriate in the middle of everything.
I didn't see any cops trying to talk him down like he claims in the video that there were cops around him trying to get the guy to come down.
Well, anyone who climbs up and looks, and you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you'd be off the fucking bridge so fast.
He's just waiting for Joey to come by.
But where are the cops that he
Joey!
claimed?
Treat him like a bro.
Everybody's talking about my Joey today, what he did. He saved a life. He took that soul and put it in his hands and then took it and put it in his pocket. He says, I'm here for you, bro. My son Joey is a real bro. He never met his father. I told him his father was in the army, you know, but he was upstate. He had murdered 2 people. They claim he murdered 2 people. Look at bro. I love fucking Joey.
I'm so glad that Joey exists.
He's a hero.
Bro, step back. Listen to me. Put 5 dimes down on the Patriots this weekend. I know a guy. It's a fucking lock. Listen to Lockdown, bro.
Oh, I like him a lot now.
You gotta lock and load in this life. You gotta lock and load.
It's time to take control, bro.
You're right. You never got out of the car.
No.
This is
never.
him being a hero, yelling out. These other people sitting quietly, letting the police do their business. They don't reach an arm out to this fucking guy.
He was hearing me, but he had to listen to me.
Listen to me, bro. As a plumber, I use one thing and one thing only. Copper. Copper pipes will last forever, bro. Your life was copper pipes. You're straight copper, bro. Now get off this fucking bridge.
Jason in Minnesota.
Hey guys. Yeah, the whole time I'm thinking, what if the dude jumped? Do you think the guy would have just looked at his buddy and said, "Well, delete that shit"?
No,
and just
it would have
drove
went
off?
Yeah.
We would have just heard this. Bro! Don't jump, bro. You can't breathe under the waters. There's no ladies under the waters. There's no pasta under the waters. There's simply death, bro. Adorable.
I like that there's a moment like his friend who's in the car with him starts coaching him. Like he's not gonna yell out, but he's like saying it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Hey, tell that guy it's not worth it, you know? He's right. Joey's right. It's not worth it. That's adorable, though.
Walk back, bro.
I saved a life today.
Joey's right, though. You can change anything.
You can change anything.
Anything.
You can fucking change it all. That's the thing. A lot of times in your life, when you're really fucked up, you don't even realize you're not even going to be worried about this problem in a little while. You know, bro? Sometime a little lasagna, some garlic bread. Put the extra cheese on there, bro. Extra cheese will make you love life. You got to turn it around, bro. Turn it the fuck around. You realize there's a city called Las Vegas? Anything can happen there, bro. On what you say there, it stays there.
You know, they're actually, they want to change their slogan.
What, the greatest fucking slogan of all time?
Yeah, they want to change the city slogan.
To what? What you say here will haunt you?
Bro.
Bro!
It's going to haunt you, bro.
The rumor is the new slogan is "What happens here only happens here."
It's not as good.
No,
It's
that
nowhere near as
stinks.
good. It
First
sucks.
of all,
We
there's so
already
many
have-
fucking casinos everywhere. What you're... Look, look at fucking New York is still using that "I love New York" after 40 years.
Yep, still
People
works for
fucking
it.
love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, could they come up with something better? Sure, but it's already there. You know what I mean?
How about this one? Only in New York. How about this, bro? You can turn it around in New York.
City never sleeps, bro.
Every pipe should be copper, bro, and your life should be copper. What happens here? What only happens here?
What happens here only happens here.
That stinks.
It's awful.
That stinks. You have a good thing going. Why would you ruin it?
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
You know how hard it is to have a fucking slogan that people remember? Like, you
Yeah.
think of some major cities, I don't know their slogan. I
Yeah.
can only think of "I love New York." And that was a brilliant thing when they launched it because they had all these people doing it. And I remember they had the chorus line kids singing "I love New York." And that
Right.
went on for like 20 fucking years. They left it. I love New York. I mean, that's a simple thing, but it fucking worked for them.
Right.
I mean, there was no reason to love New York when that slogan came out.
Just
Everybody
love it,
was
bro.
like that guy on the fucking Brooklyn Bridge. And by the way, we don't jump off the Brooklyn Bridge. We jump off the Manhattan Bridge. You know what I mean? Follow
Yeah.
the trends.
That's the
Yeah.
sad bridge.
Yes, that's
And
a
Yeah.
very
like a
sad
fucking
bridge.
awful, ugly bridge.
Yeah.
G-Dub people go off, but you know where they're from up there. There's a lot of Jersey people jumping
Right.
off that bridge. They actually have fencing and netting now when you go over the GW.
What do you think about Verrazano?
Well,
Very
I mean,
high.
it's got the Saturday Night Fever thing, which is
Right.
great. But I think that's a place for people from Staten Island to jump off, or Bay Ridge.
Right. It's just only really just one very specific area. in
Yeah, I
Brooklyn.
think that if you were like a Chinese person and you were jumping up that bridge, everybody would, what are you fucking doing?
Yeah, this
Where I think a Chinese person could easily jump off the Manhattan and
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
would get it.
very comfortable. I feel like that's open to the public really for that.
By the way, why do people want to jump into water? Why wouldn't you want to jump into land?
No, I'd do water.
Why?
I don't know. I've just always thought if I was gonna commit suicide, I'd definitely
They
do
say,
a,
like,
a bridge jump.
The impact when you hit the water is like landing on land.
Yeah, but then they can't find you.
Yeah.
So you want to be found, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
But
I don't want to be floating around having fucking fish bite on me.
I guess you don't explode when you hit the water like you do in the land.
Look, give me that paper back.
No, this
Please give it to me, Ron.
Chris.
By the way, have you got it fixed yet?
I'm currently drafting an email to. I don't.
Could
wanna
I tell you
say-
something? You were supposed to bring in something today. I forgot to take upstairs. Where's that?
That should be here now.
Oh, really?
That was
Yeah.
that was taken care of.
Yeah.
Why would it be taken care of that way instead of Gail doing it and having the conversation?
I was confused. I thought,
Did
Then-
you go?
yeah, I went, yes.
The thing is, Gail was the one interacting.
I got confused from by the plan.
I'll swing by.
But with nothing?
No. Sodas.
Earl, You're moving up by doing nothing. It's the smartest fucking thing that you could do. Just the way you've been playing it.
Lay and wait.
Laying low, telling lies. Perfect. Bro, look at you. You're turning it around slowly, inching it around. You got caught in that lie the other day, bro. Meant nothing. What is Chicago's city? What do they say?
I mean, they're
City.
windy, but that's not.
Yeah, but that's not what they
Yeah,
say.
that's their nickname.
Yeah.
They actually go out of the way to say it's not windy there.
The city in a garden.
See?
Yeah.
We love Chicago. We should know that. No idea.
Keep Austin weird, I think, is got.
That's a great one.
I mean, like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that other people are saying it about other cities.
Right.
You're like, no, you're not Austin.
No.
You got to say keep this fucking town intense.
Right.
What's Portland's? I didn't know that you had a thing for all these cities. This is great.
Portland, they have two,
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Bridgetown and Stumptown.
Yeah, but these seem like nicknames rather than
Right.
a
That's
slogan.
not a saying. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know if every. I don't know if
Like
every.
the city of brotherly love is not Philadelphia's saying.
Right.
It's a nickname that they made up for themselves that nobody else uses.
All right, it's also they have Keep Portland Weird.
See, that's
Which is
fucking
bullshit.
stealing.
Yeah, that's really stealing. What's the town in Jersey that has like the world takes? It's like
What somebody makes, the world takes.
Right.
Camden, is it maybe?
Trenton.
Trenton.
Trenton makes the world takes.
it's cocky, but I
Yeah.
like it.
Well, and now it's no longer true. I mean, that's when
Right.
they used to have industry. I remember Chester, PA's used to be what Chester makes Chester. These were the industrial towns that
Right.
were very proud of their products.
That's a cool one, I think.
Yeah, it was. Then once it stopped making everything, because then people just write crack on that.
I would like to know, is Cleveland official slogan Cleveland Rocks? Because if not,
Should be, because they
They're-
got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They
Right.
got that great Ian fucking Hunter song.
It's Cleveland Rocks, which replaced the best location in the nation.
All right, well they're good.
Yeah.
Cleveland Rocks is better. I thought Gale was even. I didn't think they were that smart.
Yeah.
Jump on it. Why don't they just put all the little chicks with their crimson lips say Cleveland Rocks?
I thought Boston's was going to be Boston Strong, but it's all here.
Yeah,
it's all here.
It's all here. I would have just go if I was Boston. I'd call myself the City of Champions.
I would change it to how about them apples?
That's good.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's good.
I'm almost positive that like Brooklyn has one, and it might be forget about it.
It is.
When you
Forget about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you come in on any bridge or any tunnel, the first thing you see is forget about it.
All right,
Yeah.
here, read us a saying and see if we can guess.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a good one.
all right.
Yeah.
Paris of America.
Wow. Paris, Texas would be perfect for
Should
that.
be.
The
'Cause it-
Paris of America.
What
I mean, first of all, there isn't one. If I
Oh.
say anything, it would be Montreal.
is it? Seattle?
No.
New Orleans.
No.
Oh, that makes sense.
I would not have thought this.
You're
City.
going to have to give us this.
Cincinnati.
It truly isn't.
Their fucking thing should be Since a Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cincinnati, if I would have had one for them, it would probably be, you're not going to believe how different our chili is from what you call chili. Give us another one.
Hat City.
Hat City.
Hat City.
I mean, I can only think of the Susquehanna Hat Company.
Houston.
No.
I mean, I don't know a place that wears a lot of hats.
It's Danbury, Connecticut is Hat City.
Let's go major cities here.
Okay.
I'm never going to say Danbury to answer anything.
Hartford of the West.
Hartford.
Which
Hartford?
I'm going to guess Hartford, Connecticut.
Des Moines, Iowa.
So what Hartford are they comparing
I
themselves
don't
to?
know. I don't have the background on the actual.
Seems like you've done a terrible job with this, Chris.
All right, Queen of the Cowtowns.
Oh, that's Dodge City.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
You know
That's
why?
perfect.
Why?
Because you got it up on that fucking screen right here.
I was very impressed at first.
The city with a legend.
The city with a legend. I'm going to say Minneapolis.
No.
Um,
South.
Was like
Memphis?
No,
Sleepy Hollow?
it's a city in Texas.
What legend do they have down there? I don't know. I'm going to say Dallas, the legend of John F. Kennedy's murder.
El Paso.
Down in the West Texas town of El Paso. See, that I would have used something out of that.
Birthplace of aviation.
Oh, that's in North Carolina.
No.
I thought the first flight was in North Carolina.
Dayton is claiming the birthplace of
Oh,
aviation.
that's where they're from.
Oh, okay.
The Wright brothers lived in
Now,
Dayton.
do you think that you should be able to claim it then if that's the birthplace? Because they were born there.
Yeah, but I think they actually designed
Okay.
their
then that's fair.
bicycle at their bicycle shop. And then somebody else says, "Oh, they flew before the Wright brothers." There's a big fucking bullshit thing about this right now. But I go like this: look, when the myth is bigger than the truth, print the myth.
All right, here's a city in Florida, Hogtown.
Hogtown.
Hogtown. It's got to be.
It's not a major one.
Yeah, it
Who would
can't be
call
on the
them-
coast.
Yeah.
You know what
Who
I
would
mean?
call themselves Hogtown?
It's just
I'm gonna have to guess Lutz,
Gainesville.
Gainesville.
Yeah, I knew nowhere with a beach would be Hogtown.
I was gonna guess Orlando.
I would have said the fucking birthplace of Tom Petty.
Space City.
Oh, that's in Florida
Yeah.
too, right? Or is
Cape
that no? It's
Canaveral?
Houston.
Houston, Texas.
Oh.
Yeah. They didn't shoot it off, but they ran all the fucking
Yeah.
things out of there.
Circle City.
Circle City.
Something round.
Is there a round?
Yeah, there's a perfectly round city. Thanks. What is it?
Or are the people there very round? Is it
Indianapolis.
Fat City.
Oh, because of the racetrack,
Yeah.
circular.
All right, this one is Wall Street West. I've never heard this before.
I would say West. Wall Street West would be San Francisco.
No, Jersey City is Wall Street West.
What?
That is true. That's so far in the West right now. A lot of Wall Street guys live in Jersey City, though. It's a quick train ride over.
All right, they call themselves the New York of Alaska.
I'm going to go Nome.
No, there's
Anchorage?
one- no.
Yeah, Juneau.
Juneau is the New York of Alaska.
Juneau. That's why. Fuckers.
The jazz capital of the world.
Utah.
I'm going to say St. Louis,
No,
New Orleans.
no.
Where would you go to hear jazz? I don't know.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. One's right along the same fucking
Yeah.
river. But did you know that the least safest city, they just announced what the least safest city is?
What is it?
Newark.
Newark, nice try.
Camden.
No. You guys are very Jersey centric
Yeah.
here. It's St. Louis, Missouri.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't have
That
no
arch
idea.
keeps falling over on people.
That is dangerous. All right, this isn't a major city, but this is one that I just know off the top of my head. I believe that it is the sweetest place on earth.
The sweetest place on earth, Hershey, Pennsylvania.
That's it. Yeah. It's adorable.
That is adorable.
I mean, it is so cute there.
Their fucking lights, on the telephone poles, they're
Yeah.
little Hershey kisses.
Isn't that cute?
I was
They're
very
sweet.
excited to see that for the first time.
All right, Tommy says Vito's a fucking liar, and please take the paper back
No.
from him.
Give me the paper.
Tommy? Tommy?
Vito, you fucking zipperhead. What the fuck? Right? I just got over the Brooklyn Bridge from Manhattan into Brooklyn, and the sign said how sweet it is. It's not every fucking sign. It's just the one by the Verrazano.
It's every sign, man. You read the wrong sign. It's every
Dude,
sign.
you fucked up and you
yeah,
made a mistake.
you need to
The thing
admit
about me,
Tommy's right.
the reason why I'm beloved is when I make a mistake, I admit it. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
Look, I just brought up the
That's
fucking
just
sign.
a sign in front of a tree.
How sweet it is! Give the fucking paper back, Vito, because you can't admit a mistake.
There's another one. Welcome to Brooklyn, home to everyone from everywhere.
Oh,
First
that's
of all,
nice.
Oh.
you agreed to the forget about it thing.
Never.
There's not even
happened.
one single forget about
Yeah,
it.
but he has nothing to give up, you see?
I've given it all. Not just a borough, an experience. Brooklyn.
Nice.
All of these are good, but I prefer forget about it.
I prefer Hogtown.
It's not even a Brooklyn thing.
All right, the Switzerland of America.
Switzerland
It's
is
not a
America.
major city.
Somebody who tries to stay out of a fucking war. It's not a major city?
Not a major city, but it's a ridiculous name.
All right, give it to us.
Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania.
Why
The
is that the
Switzerland of
Switzerland?
You ever been there? It's fucking just like Switzerland.
How is that possible?
Giant fucking mountains in Jim Thorpe. How about the birthplace of Jim Thorpe?
It's so fucked up. There's some nonsensical bullshit.
Hey, Jordan, you're on Bennington.
Yeah. Hey, guys, love the show. You guys are too mean to Earl, but that's okay. The Indianapolis is the Circle City is actually named for the war memorial down here.
Hold on for 1
Smack
second.
dab in the middle of downtown.
Earl, you're turning
giant
everybody
traffic circle
against us. Do you understand
with a
that?
giant-
You and your fucking lies have got us looking like shit right now.
Yeah.
We're going to
Lee's
get
done.
you for what that guy said. We're going to get you after show. You guys know how to schoolboy somebody?
Yeah.
You just crawl behind them. I give them a fucking shove. Like I'm
Yeah.
talking to them like, Earl, I got something important to talk to you about. I push you. Fucking Chris is down on his all fours, and Earl goes over the back of him.
Maybe then he'll fucking finally learn to stop lying.
JC says Colorado Springs' unofficial slogan is "Keep Colorado Springs lame."
Now, does Orlando just take happiest place on earth? Do they just use that as
I think-
because I would imagine.
I
they
think
would.
they're the Magic City. Des Moines is the Hartford of the West. Why? Insurance companies.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Insurance companies. Remember that insurance movie was about Iowa? That fucking movie
Yeah.
with the guy from The Office. I forget what
Oh,
it was
The
called.
Big Short.
Not The Big Short. What are you doing? Give the paper back. You
You
can't
lost
admit
this
it.
paper
You
twice
can't
now.
admit a fucking mistake.
That's housing. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. Okay, that's a start, bro. That's the fucking bro start there. I'm looking-
Good job, bro.
Earl, you on the other hand, by fucking acting like we're picking on you, right? That
Why'd you
makes you
say
the
that?
victim.
I didn't say a word. You know me.
You set that caller up.
Yeah.
You set that caller up like, yeah, I'll put you through. Do me a favor and bring up that you don't like to hear everybody picking on me about the turkey lie.
What are we supposed to do when somebody lies like that? You just let it go?
No,
Is
no,
that what
no.
they expect?
Here's what we do. We fucking tape that turkey to his back and make him run the fucking New York Marathon, and we call it the turkey trot. And then every half mile, you got to stop, say into the fucking camera, gobble, 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 I'm a liar. Bro, you got to do this to make up for everything.
Listen to us.
Listen, bro.
Silicon Beach is this city's slogan.
Silicon Beach?
Yeah, Silicon Beach.
I'm going to just say Pismo Beach. The only fucking place I've ever heard that term is on Bugs Bunny. We're going to Pismo Beach.
Yeah.
So it's out west. It's on the west
Yes.
coast.
Yes, it is.
Laguna?
Close.
What?
San Diego.
That's not fucking close.
It isn't?
bro.
I thought it was.
That's not close.
Sorry, bro.
No, bro.
San Diego could be the first stop for Mexicans. Where Mexicans use our hoses after a long walk. Did you see that guy today scaling the fucking wall like it was nothing? Scaling
No, I
Trump's
didn't
wall,
see
yeah.
it.
Two guys Spider-Man'd right over it. The other thing today that was really heartbreaking, there was a close-up of a bunch of the leaders of the free world. Trudeau was leading the thing. And actually Boris Johnson, and they were laughing about Trump,
Yeah.
right? They were giggling that Trump turns everything into a press conference and all that. And then they asked Trump about it later, and he says that Trudeau is two-faced. So fucking sweet. It's like so 8th grade.
I know.
He's two-faced.
He said he was my friend.
Yeah.
But he's not my friend.
He acts nice to my face and then later tells everyone I'm a nerd.
Is
Bro.
this them climbing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going over it like there's no fucking tomorrow.
Very easy.
Look at him.
Bro, get down, bro.
Bro.
It's not worth your life, bro.
Hey, what day are we going to give our spoiler reviews to The Irishman?
I think that I could do tomorrow because the reason everybody has watched it but me, and I've been watching it in segments. Vito actually set me up with somebody who said if you cannot watch it all in one sitting, here are like the episodes, basically.
Does it really line up like their episodes?
Yeah, it really does.
How many episodes?
It's
4?
been great. Four episodes.
See, people would be fine with 4 episodes, but they freak out over a movie.
I know, it's true.
In the meantime, it's the same fucking length as any game you're watching on Sunday. Bro, just watch the fucking movie, bro.
But yeah, I will be good to go tomorrow to discuss. So anybody who needs to catch up, watch it tonight. Watch it tonight, bro.
Tonight, you'll watch your film tonight. That was that thing you were talking about, the way singing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
People that was the way a man would sing. Tonight. And that was the 60s. You know what I mean? Elvis was already out. That guy was singing like a fucking idiot. West Side Story is coming back to Broadway. Is it there now?
I don't know if it's
You know what?
open yet.
We should all go see that Mentalist across the street. Fucking sit there and tell people what they're thinking.
Yeah. I'd like to do that.
Darren Brown. That's the Mentalist.
You got to get him to come over here. Get him across the fucking street once in his life instead of making us go over and see him.
I saw you wrote that down, but you wrote it on a paper you'll throw away and not in your notebook.
That's why I didn't give him the thing from this guy trying to fix the Tom Papa shows on demand. You hearing anything back yet?
Not yet, but I'm writing an email to Mr. Blank. I don't want to say his name on air.
Mr. Blank and me.
I wouldn't write him until you've got at least one up.
I just want to let him know that I'm on it.
Why don't I bet Chris is already like, I got confused. I thought I'd send it out.
Not this time.
Here's the thing, Chris.
Yes,
the reason why we didn't send you, why do you think?
Because I'm not the host of the show.
No, that's not it at all.
Oh,
but you're not comfortable to be with. You know what I mean?
Understandable.
It'd be like if we said Charles Manson, we want you to go up there and say thank you. You know what I mean? You scare people.
You're right. You know what? I forget that I scare people and that I'm unpleasant.
Well, you paid for him, right?
I did
But
not.
also because we've been doing this thing to set up the relationship between guests. What I try to preach to you is let's divide up the stuff.
Yes.
And then you say yes.
Yes.
And then you do it yourself. And then when I come back, you go, well, I thought it would be easier if I just did. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason ever to believe a yes. It never means yes.
I think it means yes at the time, though, when I sing. I don't say it just to
But
say it.
this is why I can't say things in front of you.
That's not good.
Because I want you to manage these guys instead of I'll do everything.
Eric in PA. What's up, Eric?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I just wanted to point out to you guys, I think what Trump was saying by calling Trudeau two-faced was he was poking fun at him for the whole blackface thing.
No, his feelings were hurt when he said it. Then he
Yeah.
turned around and said, "Trudeau's a really nice guy." It was a
Isn't
really
that him being
yeah.
two-faced?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing with blackface, because I was saying that Hollywood is saying, "Hey, there's a lot of money in drag queens. Maybe we got to do more stuff with drag queens." I don't see the difference between drag queens and blackface.
There's a big difference.
Give it to me.
I mean, I feel like drag queens are performers who do it with a certain amount of respect and love.
Can I say this? I would say the same thing about Al Jolson. I think Al Jolson had nothing but respect and admiration for the kind of stuff that he was doing. Earl, you're the one who told me blackface is not offensive. Why is that?
Well, I think blackface is very offensive.
Well, you changed your mind now. Now who's two-faced? And clear your throat before you start talking on the air. What happened during that time?
No, her voice is shot. I apologize.
Why is your short voice shot? You selling fish on the street again?
I hope I sound better now. But
No, not at all.
No?
Worse.
I would go so far to say you sound offensive right now. I feel like you're making fun of Tom Waits.
I would never make fun of Mr. Tom Waits.
Mr. Tom Waits. He has to go like that. Talk
Very
about,
formal.
Yeah. That isn't even formal. That's submissive. Do you find the song to Sir Would Love to be submissive?
I love that song, but
But
I
is
guess
it
like
submissive?
I guess it is like it is in a it's kind of a romantic way.
Yes, but
Yeah.
she was a student. He was a teacher.
Yeah.
Back that is, right?
Yeah, it's so good. I love Lulu so much. I always thought that Baby Spice was like a modern day Lulu.
That's a good call, and
Doesn't
I've never
she
heard
really-
anybody say that before.
She really looks like Lulu.
Guess what, Baby Spice? We fucking got you, all right? We've clocked you. You've been weighed and measured. You're doing Lulu.
Like, isn't that weird? It's like the same person.
Yeah. This fucking song's great.
It's so good. James in Florida.
I wonder if you bros would agree with me that Welcome to the Machine by Pink Floyd would also make a great introductory song for Blade Runner. Discuss.
Well, I mean, I'll discuss with you. Why would being part of the record company industry be something that Blade Runner would be about? I mean, the whole thing of Welcome to the Machine is that to become a star
Right.
in the
Now you're-
recording world, you're part of the machine. So I
I
don't.
was not looking that deep into the song.
We got
to be
to, bro.
honest with you.
Bro.
Bro, we got to.
Bro.
Listen to the song, bro.
Bro.
Hey, John in New Jersey.
Hey, what's up, Bennington?
Hey, man.
That Morning Dew actually is very heavily covered by the Grateful Dead as well.
But you only cover it once.
Yeah. I'm not much of a deadhead, so I was unaware that they also do that song. Obviously,
But you
Lulu
will-
couldn't be first because, everybody, she had people write her song, so I wonder who, like, the original.
No, it's a very weird song, though.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah. I mean,
Walking out is like there's like a fallout. There's nothing.
it's
She
like
thinks
talking to a child, too. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to have the same world we had. You know,
Yeah.
it's the way I got to talk to Vito all the
It's
time.
pretty much my life
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I know.
I can't imagine you. Is this the Grateful Dead's version?
No.
Weird.
He sounds so much like Lulu. It's weird.
I know. It's like he's doing an impression. Who is he? Fucking Sporty Spice?
Oh, his version's 13 minutes. 13 and a half minutes, though.
Yeah.
I can't walk you out in the morning.
What I like is he makes it sound like every other Grateful Dead song.
No rush, though.
Yeah.
to
What's the fucking hurry?
Yeah, they're fucking chilling.
Bro, we got all night, bro. Bro.
Some post-apocalyptic jam, bro.
Jonathan wants you to know that Blackfoot does a good cover of Morning Dew.
This is now it is starting to
Blackfoot,
seem-
that's offensive.
Tim in Long Island.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
How's it going, dude?
Hey, Morning Dew is originally by Tim Rhodes.
Oh, we could have looked that up ourselves. Now, did he record it first, or was he a songwriter?
He was a songwriter. He wrote it.
I thought a woman wrote it. Or maybe I was thinking it was someone else.
Let's think a little.
He also does a cover of Hey Joe that's supposed to be really good.
Walk me out in the morning dew, my honey. Walk me out in the morning dew today.
It's not as honey.
Yeah, no, the way she does it. And there's a live version of her doing it, and I don't know what show it was on. But it's a, like a British show, like a British, like kind of late nights show.
Right.
And she does it like coming through, and she's like, for some reason, like really belting it out
What-
in that one.
Was it the old gray whistle test?
I thought perhaps, but not, I don't think it was that one. No, not that. Oh, wait, maybe? I don't think it's that one. Not that one. But I don't know, it's pretty damn good.
She also did a version. Lulu did a song for a Bill Burr special, and it was called "To Burr with Love," and it was so
To burn
with love. Bum 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 boom.
Let's see if this is the one that she belts it out. I don't think it is, but
What's with the fucking fog? Stop it.
she's in the morning dew, I guess.
It's too on the nose.
Drake in Virginia.
This is not the Drake.
In Connecticut.
Hey guys, it was originally written by Bonnie Dobson.
Oh,
I thought it was a woman.
Hey.
Folk singer, released in '62.
All right, so
I
that
think
whole
he's
Tim Rose
right.
thing was bullshit.
I think he's
Yeah.
right.
Wish
'cause I
we had
remember
somebody
it was a,
to work on Wikipedia for us.
I know. We needed a wiki person.
Maybe Don Wiki Wicklund.
I was-
wrote it up.
Yeah.
But it was some fucking college, if anybody on the West Coast, because they all make a big deal out of numbers out there.
Yeah.
They all do.
It's like their roads are always fucking throwing out like weird
No,
numbers,
but
right?
not only that, but they're the ones who come out will go 187 on a motherfucking
Right, that's what I
cop.
thought.
And then 5150 meant something like
Yeah,
a crazy person.
I think that's why I assumed it. I just thought that it was a police code.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin in Virginia.
Hey guys, pleasure to speak with you guys. Best Morning Dew was done by the Allman Brothers before they were the Allman Brothers Band, when they were called the Almond Joys.
Well, I have no idea.
This
of
is starting to get heavily covered.
Yeah. Seems like Bonnie Dobson made quite a few fucking dollars on this one.
Quite well. I bet she could buy herself some nice acoustic guitars with that one, huh?
And then the check for Morning Dew. It seems like this one's got legs.
Mama got paid. Hey, Don in Indiana.
Hey, Bennington.
How's it going, Don?
Awesome. So I can't Google this because I'm driving, but I remember that House Rule 420, sometime in the late 70s or early 80s, was the first time that there was a proposal that marijuana be legalized. So the House Rule number that was the proposal, 420, was just automatically got attached, and that's how the code became what it is.
Anybody ever heard that one
No, I've
before?
never
I've
heard
not
that.
heard that one.
No.
Yeah. House code 420. Why don't we say, hey, man, you want a house code later? It's always house code somewhere, broski. I'm gonna walk in the morning dew.
It's a good jam.
Greg Harmon. Fuck.
Elliot in Ohio.
Elliot.
Hey, I'm not a fan of Elton John, and I'm
Right.
not a fan of Tim McGraw, but Tim McGraw did a great cover of Tiny Dancer.
But that has nothing to what we're talking about. I feel like I'm
I
no
know,
longer a fan of Elliot in Ohio. You know what? Like, hey, have you ever heard Joe Cocker covering the Beatles?
Huh?
I like I'm no fan of these guys.
Yeah.
Neither ones. Neither ones. I think our next GPS, Earl, this Saturday, should be Morning Dew.
Yeah, Morning Dew.
We just play the one song for an hour of different
GPS
people.
post-apocalyptic world.
Here's another look at Morning Dew.
14 straight covers of Morning Dew. No talk.
If you got nothing to do this weekend, get up in the morning and do some Morning Dew. This is the one dew you would have to clean up.
Hey, dude.
All the young dews, make sure that you're paying attention to this GPS Morning Dew. It's a do, not a don't. And anyone who doesn't like this show, you should break up with, or even break a bottle and scratch them. What are you writing down, Chris? You're making me nervous.
You're going to
Still a
write down
reminder.
GPS
For
Morning
what?
Dew?
Just for next time.
Next.
We can't do a fucking hour of one song. But you're really
was
listening to
parody.
satire.
Yeah, this was a joke, bro.
Bro, if you try to bring up, we wanted to do that Morning Dew.
Run.
14 different
I actually
episodes.
wish you hadn't stopped it because if our post-show meeting was like, I'll get Earl started on the Morning Dew research.
Oh, and I ran up and did that thing myself rather than the way you wanted to present it. Yeah, I thought it would be great. I just threw it into the door. I didn't even say anything. What if you go there and you go, oh, I thought Chris just left this here for himself and he was going to pick it up later. I couldn't understand his growl.
I think he told me not to eat these.
Remember, that's why I wanted Vito to do his thing. Because
Yeah.
he was working with that person.
Yes.
But you can't keep your hands out of the pie.
I don't want my hands in any pie.
That's.
I don't want pie.
But you just said, but here's the other thing.
Yeah.
When I give you an example like that, I don't actually mean your hands are in pies, right?
Oh, okay.
That's a metaphor. But day. Now, you had a nice Bennington shirt thing that they nixed on you, right?
Yeah, they did. I was told because of copyright, it was never to see the air.
You can't do the Morning Dew cover.
Please,
for the Bennington shirt.
but she does like to get that payday. So
Yeah.
if you're willing to pay up,
Now, the new one that you did,
Yes, I went back to the drawing board.
not as good. You
No,
know why?
why?
It was rushed, and it was, at best, the second idea.
Yeah, it was the second idea, yes.
Yeah. That's the sad thing about it.
Yeah.
Probably if we didn't have the other idea, we were like,
Yeah,
hey, this is pretty
it's pretty
good, Chris.
cute.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that guy because you were just the genius guy yesterday.
Yeah. But then I thought I wanted to do something, get something out there, and I did.
Yeah, that's not, that's never the best way, you know? Because you got to let the hurt end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you just break up with a longtime girlfriend, you come in with just this sloppy fucking.
she's great, right, guys? I mean, she's hot.
Yeah. Don't miss my fiance at all. I got this chick and she looks just like Stabby Baby. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So I went to do the worst show last night with Big J Okerson. Hilarious show. So much fun. But I sat down upstairs, which immediately turns into like the factory cafeteria for comics. There's fucking people. Everyone we know is just pulling up a fucking table. And I'm not making this up, and I'm saying this as somebody who's extensively traveled the South, lived in the South, and enjoys the South. I had the best ribs I've ever eaten in my life at the stand.
What?
Holy shit.
Juicy ribs falling off the bone. If I would say anything, I go, are these ribs or is this pudding?
Is this some sort of a meat pudding?
It was unbelievably delicious.
Damn.
And I went without sauce. I said, no sauce.
Yeah.
You know?
You like a
I don't-
dry rub.
Yeah. And I go, no sauce. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be caught up in it. And plus, I didn't want any odge. I'm like, fuck. These are the best. I go, these are the best ribs that I ever had in a long time. I go, these are the best ribs since. And then my mind moves like a computer backwards, right?
Sure.
Trying to find that time when I've had a better rib.
Yeah.
And then it came back like this, like a industrial sound. Sorry, these are the best ribs you've ever had.
The alarm said that?
I took these ribs were so good. I'm like, I don't even want to eat them or rub them on my dick.
That does sound good.
Put that in the menu. Ron Bennington. Oh, look, he tried to write it down.
Stop myself.
Again, satire. Ron Bennington from SiriusXM says, I don't know whether to eat these ribs or rub them on my dick. High praise indeed. So we got to get some, I don't know whether we tweet, I don't know whether we Instagram, or are we ready for our first TikTok?
I mean,
Presence on TikTok would be big.
Is our guest here?
Vito?
Let me check.
Oh
Like,
my
how
God,
would
he
he-
doesn't move. So I have to ask you and you have to ask him.
Yes.
you mad at him right now?
No.
Is it because he got
You
the paper?
should be. He should be doing his job. But he thinks, well, I don't want to do Chris's job.
He's here.
No. Why would you want to know that?
Well, I just had to go to the website. He wasn't there 3 minutes ago. I should have checked again
That's
2
a
minutes ago.
bullshit
No,
lie.
I've been looking at my phone the whole time.
Has he? Because we're all sitting here.
I
Give
saw
me
him
that
looking at that
fucking
paper.
paper back.
I saw him staring at that paper and smiling. I swear to God.
I've done research on the paper and I have some answers.
How have you done the research?
Because, well, one, I was reading it over and I realized there were some similarities between that channel and Raw Dog that could answer why there's no fast forward or rewind.
That's excellent. Excellent work, Vito.
Work.
Damn. I never got to see the paper, so I mean,
Dude, you
yes.
didn't-
He
you
read
don't-
us the paper. I mean, did you really
You
physically
don't
need to hold the
see the paper. You got to live the paper, Chris. I feel so bad. that no one got your first.
No one will ever get to hear it, and that breaks my heart.
I know.
It was great. Like, how many times have I gone like this? I had a coffee cup and I just dropped it slow motion.
Yeah.
It breaks, and I see on the back, I just said the Bennington shirt. But that's where you got the idea, from the bottom of this coffee cup.
Are we selling coffee cups too?
Yeah, we should be. You know what we should start saying? Like Mountain Dew, only we call it Morning Dew.
Okay.
Gonna drink some Mountain Dew, baby.
How many times did they go for that, I wonder?
Mountain Dew was like, has she budged yet?
Now there's no more Mountain Dew, my honey.
All right, we got a break. We're coming back, and we're going to get a little into that gossip.
For tickets.
Hey, I know. I almost didn't make it in because of everyone outside for the Christmas tree lighting already.
Dude,
Back it up.
at this time, Earl always goes and gets our coffee, and he just wrote, Zebeto is closed for a private event. Dealing with that.
Oh, no.
Do you want me to go somewhere else? Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, Earl.
You're like, that text just woke me up. I actually
Yes.
don't need a caffeine kick. just the thought.
Just the fact that you wanted to get his coffee is enough.
It's actually a double Americano now. Yeah.
Guys, I've rented out Zebeto's coffee for us tonight for the tree lighting.
I'd like to just keep it empty.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure none of them have coffee.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And just stare inside and watch people walk in and get so upset that they can't get their afternoon Java. Well, John Legend eats it because I just looked up. He's the one performing tonight at the tree.
Really?
Yeah.
Sexiest man alive.
Sexiest man alive. I guess he's
Don't-
gonna do
makes
his.
no sense.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll do his modern twist because him and Kelly Clarkson are really excited
Oh,
about their.
Oh, yeah, they're
Yeah.
rape-free
Yeah.
Christmas. That's what I assume it's
So
called.
many Christmas songs aren't rape free, so
Yeah.
I'm glad there's
Right.
finally one.
Baby, your body and your choice. It's really up to you. John Legend, you woke fuck.
He's oh my god, I know I thought I liked him, but I think I just liked him because of Chrissy Teigen. I feel like
I think that's
is
the world, and that's to me why I feel like he's not sexiest man.
Mhm.
It's just that you see him next to her, and you're just like, he's got to be great.
Right?
He's a baby face. He's adorable. He's cute. He's charming. Sex pot? I think no.
Yeah.
I think he's submissive. I think that's why she's with him. He makes the money, but he's also submissive.
Yeah.
She gets her cravings in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta get started on some
Yeah,
dish, and of
dish it up.
course we always do music first because we need Madonna. So
Is this a birthday dish, by the way?
oh,
It's Brittany's birthday. I figured
that
that's
is
what it
so
was.
Brittany, bitch.
Yeah.
it's Brittany, bitch. Yeah, I think she turned 38. I want to say
Really?
with her, and she celebrated with her boyfriend, and they painted, which is
This is a birthday I never thought we'd see.
30. Yeah, the world is
yeah.
shocked. I saw her Instagram today, and it was very bizarre for
She-
her. I think she wrote, "It's my birthday, bitches." But then,
and it's funny because it's so close to her iconic line, but she just did not nail it.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. She
was
forgets.
bowling.
But then,
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
like
bowling.
this video is just so weird. So she's like, "It's my birthday,
Yeah, play
bitches." So it's just very
She's
So,
palm
Hawaii?
trees. A lot of palm
lot
trees.
of fun.
Here's me bowling.
Bowling and flip flops.
But her feet go out. I think is so fascinating.
She
So
has
she's
a
like,
lot of
a picture of a huge
multifaceted
cake, but no one's there. Pictures of balloons. There's no party.
talent. And just still the trees, and now
Pictures
just like
of
sand dunes.
sand castles, like made to look like cars for no reason. Picture of just her and her boyfriend, the
God.
Zebeto of
Yeah.
skating rinks here, where they've just the two of them
That's the
there.
Elvis
Yeah.
thing. Like, we
Yeah.
want to run out the skating rink.
And then here, just some stairs going down to the beach. I don't
love
know.
how
There's
it's-
something so lonely about
Yeah, it
this,
is
where it's just
lonely.
like
So
just
lonely.
me and my partner, not even family or friends.
No, not even her kids.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it just made me really sad today. I'm glad that she got the strike, but
Yeah.
other than that, it made me really
And I don't know
sad.
why Mario Lopez being the top birthday comment on her makes me also depressed. Like they're
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
HBD. Like she
didn't even
she's
take the
done so
time.
much for us, and she doesn't even get a full happy birthday from Mario Lopez.
Yeah,
That-
HBD.
Ugh.
It's a
Well,
lonely
Poor Brittany,
birthday.
I
right?
know. Well, while they're happy together, Cardi B's still getting more trouble with her man.
No.
Who I know. I don't know why
seem
Offset
like they were-
exists as a person.
Yeah.
But do you guys remember the Tekashi 6ix9ine guy?
Yeah, I do.
Who I don't know how he's having the best year for almost like just counting down the minutes to getting killed by someone in a gang. Like it's the 12 days of waiting for his death. But his ex-girlfriend or his current girlfriend, she goes by Jade. I don't know what her real name is because that's not really a fake name. Says that Offset's in her DMs begging for her to break up him and Cardi B. And I mean, if you scroll down, there's a picture of her, and I do kind of believe that she would send it to you like this.
Yes, I think she
has
could.
Her breast surgery is enough so that she could have 3 faces on them, which is kind of impressive.
The 3 faces of breast.
Yeah, that's Mount Rushmore. That is my.
I like the 69 on the
Yeah,
shoulder.
it's so cool, right? You know what it stands for, right?
No, I don't. I guess it's just maybe the year of her birth.
I'll just say this: that was the summer of '69. Yum yum.
I also thought like her weird wispy bangs looked almost tattooed on too. It's
Yeah.
a very.
Those are glued down.
Yeah, and it's a horse mane that doesn't look detached to her head, just like riding on her shoulder.
I don't know. I mean, Cardi and Offset, you know. I
know. Sometimes
the
you
will
gotta-
they, won't they.
It's honestly-
They're kind of Ross and Rachel so many ways.
Offset just because we were on a break.
We were on a break.
I'm not familiar with Ross and Rachel. Where are they from?
You're going to love this.
Yeah.
It's called Friends. Everyone's talking about it.
Friends, huh?
I predict it's big for the new decade.
I just want you to watch it so you can understand half of BuzzFeed quizzes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you'll get it. You know what? I'm just going to do a little aside here. I will say that if you take a quiz on a show that you don't watch, you're getting a pure answer. You know what I mean? Because you know how like sometimes you're just like, I am a Rachel. I want to be Rachel. Or like, you know, I know who I am on Succession because I watch it. But if you're like, I'm taking a Buffy the Vampire Slayer quiz and you've never seen it, you're going to find out you are Angel.
I will say this: I think probably the worst guest we've ever had here,
Angel.
Buffy.
Really?
Buffy.
Ooh.
That's right.
That is interesting.
So she was just not.
Unfriendly.
Oh yeah.
And
Didn't wanna
also
talk.
not really even paying attention. Like, what?
Was it during the Buffy days or?
No.
Oh,
it was
so
long after the Buffy
Post-Buff.
days. Yeah.
There's no reason
Wait,
for
am
that.
I right when I'm saying Buffy? Or
Yeah,
was it
no, it
another
was
show?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Gellar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
I
she
didn't
was
want to say
Buffy.
her whole name.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Buffy
Married
could
to
have
Freddie
been
Prinze
anyone.
Jr. Yeah.
By the
Buffy
way,
could've
this
been
is the woman I love now, Professor Carlin, who came in from Stanford.
I didn't get to watch this morning. How's...
Brilliant.
Bro.
Yeah.
Brill, I call her. I go, get yourself to the Brill building.
I
That's
call her
what you do.
Pammy. Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Music. I know. Pour one out for Kamala Harris. She's yeah.
I know.
I know.
She's
Everyone's
done.
missing her.
Everyone is missing it. Yeah.
Dude gotta go.
Mostly just at the debates.
Yeah.
That's where she
Well,
shines.
That's why, like, she's just silly. I know. I kind of want her to do something where she can still be in a public eye, in a sense, just to keep on making us laugh and giving us some good memes.
Earl, what is this shit coffee you're bringing today?
What have you
This
done?
isn't our Zabetto.
Is this from
Hard Rock. Where would you get another-
this is a staff coffee.
What's proper food?
I actually
Plus
do
is-
like their salads, but I
Really?
don't know. I have never dived into hot coffee there.
What, that cost me a 20 €? Yeah, of course it's cheap. Zabetto is the most expensive place in town.
That's why people can
Look.
close it for a private event.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go to a coffee
You
place?
literally saved me $1.
There's so many coffee
what
places around here.
What are you attacking him for? At least
Yeah.
he's doing
You
something.
didn't do anything.
No. I hate change. I won't take change. Throw it. Throw it down the hall. Maybe your kid will find
Keep your
it.
coins. I want change.
I haven't carried a fucking coin in my pocket in 20 years. 20 fucking years. I throw it right back at the 7-Eleven people.
Even if you
just
know
go,
you're
"You're
getting
welcome."
99 cents
Yeah.
back, that's like garbage to you.
No, I can't have it in my pockets.
Yeah.
And
It's
also,
like
you
lint.
can't use it for anything. now.
Anything.
It essentially- yeah, like what?
Yeah.
No, God,
Even
bubblegum,
gum
that's
costs
$1.50.
more
Yeah.
than 99 cents.
But you know who's saving some money now, even
Yeah.
though he doesn't have to? Willie Nelson, because
Oh.
he's officially quit weed.
Well, why isn't he doing edibles?
I don't know. He said that he smoking for too long. He said it could end up hurting his lungs in the long
But
run.
yeah, that's why you should still be eating edibles or vaping.
I don't think he
Maybe
wants...
he liked the ritual of smoking. You know what I mean? Maybe it was, you
No,
know.
I agree with that. If someone said, "Here, take a cigar pill," I'd be like, "No, thank you."
Cigar pill.
Now, I'll say this about Willie. Maybe he finally had a bad experience. Maybe finally once is like, "Hey, is everybody fucking looking at me? Did I just say something stupid? Do I have a needle in my neck?"
Did you hear that? Yeah. He's like, "No, guys, I'm done with it. I'm done with that." But
Who's
he has
not
such an
here?
empire with it because I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's right. No one cares.
I know.
No one. You know, Woody Harrelson also quit weed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's very off-brand.
Weed is not as good as these people thought it was.
Mm-hmm. It's changing the game. Well, I also know because he couldn't get his U.S. Citizenship card because of how much he smoked. So I don't know if it also.
Who's that?
Willie Nelson. I
Why,
think it was him.
he's an American.
Wait, who's?
Yeah.
There was a Canadian smoker who. There was a Canadian singer who loved weed.
I think I think it's Neil Young.
Neil Young.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Neil Young will
Follow
remember
suit.
the Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Turn it up.
Yeah. So maybe Willie Nelson can vote in Neil Young's
Good
favor.
for him.
Is the coffee good?
Look how much weed he had in that
I know.
state.
That's what.
He's already had a lifetime's worth of weed.
Yeah.
Remember how much we loved Willie Nelson's wife when we met her?
I know.
Yeah.
So cool.
I wanted to just kiss her. I didn't think it would be a problem.
Call me Willie.
Call me when Willie finally dies on marijuana.
Willie's just high in a corner. You're like, hey, so how are you? Yeah. Well, speaking of some not know that much about or was in the life of, and now he's forced to give $25,000 a month for this daughter that he's never seen.
Oh my God! First of all, is that the daughter? She's so cute.
So cute with the
She's
little hat.
Really cute. Why wouldn't you just throw money at that?
I would say this.
I don't-
I'll give you the $25,000, but I want to come over and play with her. Later.
Yeah.
I want
I want
to
to play. I want to
party.
geach.
I think maybe this is just the premise of Life Aquatic, and that's really what's happened. It's like I know exactly what to do.
Wedding crashes, but crashing into a family that you've been absent from for a year now.
And the mom looks cute too.
I know.
Why don't you just settle down, Owen? You're not fucking getting any younger.
Yeah.
We're not that young.
Because this is his ex, Voreen Vongverset, which is actually, that's my best attempt at her last name. And apparently, he tried to get paternity in May, or she tried to get him to like agree to this in 2018, but he didn't until now. And so because of the delay, he also has to pay $70,000 up
Zoom
front.
in on the baby because I feel like I'm going to be able to tell real quick if it's his.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
He looks more like him than the wife.
Yeah.
If it ain't his, it's Luke's.
That's the only option.
Or a future man.
It could be a future baby.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh my God, it is a cute kid though. And
I
then,
know those lips.
I know. He like the baby knew like, oh, this is a photo for Radar Line. This is my
Yeah.
moment. I gotta own it. And then, are you a This Is Us fan? A big This Is Us?
I have never watched that show, and I know that it's like the most talked about
Tried to
show.
watch it.
It trends every time. Everyone says, "Do you love to cry?" Then watch This Is Us, and that's all I know about it.
Because that's my thing. I tried to get into it, but it was just so depressing that I was like, this is just really unnecessarily heartbreaking.
My coffee smells like there's some kind of vegetable in it.
Earl.
It is an organic place, so maybe that's their fun add-in.
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
worth the dollar you saved, though.
It's
I
like
mean,
butter
it's hard
coffee.
to compare to
Yeah.
Zabeto. That place is killer.
This is us. Make no mistake
And
about
the,
it.
the Justin Hartley guy, who's kind of like the heartthrob scene stealer in it, he sort of got big from This Is Us, and kind of now everyone really loves him, and he's kind of having more little fun roles just of being like this hot guy. And I think because of that, he is splitting up from his longtime wife.
Oh, this happens with fame.
Right? That's what
It
it's kind of that
happens.
classic trend, because they were like coming up together. She's like, oh, I support you. You're in this like film here and there. But now he's kind of at a whole new level.
He's like, this was us.
She's like, Justin! Heartless Hartley. But so she's still reeling from it. And she's like, no, it was very all of a sudden. And she felt like she got no respect from it. And I was like, I feel like that is how a lot of times splits happen, though.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, it's something that happens where, like, I've noticed that everyone loves me now.
Right?
I don't need your love.
The thing is, she's very pretty, though. I
She
feel
is.
like, I know, I like them together. So I don't know what he's going through that.
She's second wife pretty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
surprising.
You got a better credit score, you can get a better car, type of situation. But now he's moving onward and upward. I guess maybe he wants to bag a full-on celebrity.
Good for him.
I mean, that's the way you move up.
I know. I think everyone fell in love with him because he was in, as most people, Bad Moms Christmas 2. He was in that as the Santa stripper. And
Love
he
that.
really won the heart of a lot of people.
Now, isn't it weird that when somebody who's a celebrity dates somebody who is not a celebrity, everyone is so freaked out about it? They're like, he's dating a normie. It's just a regular person.
Or they go like, those people have been married 38 years and he's a celebrity. What's he thinking?
Right.
He could have somebody who's 20 years old right now.
Yeah.
He could be going out with a 20-year-old coke addict.
He could be picking up people at his child's school. Well, that actually one of my friends is now engaged to someone who was on Lizzie McGuire.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's cool. He unfortunately is not in the reboot. I asked. He's selling real estate now, but
And you have a friend that's married to Mrs. Maisel.
I do, yeah. Jason Ralph, who also is an actor, so they make sense together.
Real? Oh, I like
They're both of them. I mean, he like rising stars,
Yeah.
and then obviously Mrs. Maisel. That's a big takeoff.
I like her. I like that show a lot. That's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
I haven't seen the second season yet. Is it good?
It's good. Yeah, it's fun. And there's a lot of fun. They have more fun with like guest stars in that too. And
I want to beat up her husband on the show, and yet we just saw him down the hall. Seems like a nice guy. Much younger looking, much softer looking than he looks on the show.
because he kind of yeah. Oh, they're handsome together. That's a good couple.
He's a handsome guy, and I always love seeing him at whenever she's like getting an award.
Yeah.
He looks very supportive and handsome.
Go back to the picture on the show. I want to see who this one woman is. Yeah, maybe it's not. No, go ahead. Go back. Go back to where you were at the showcast.
No, just hit the back.
Yes, never mind. All you have to do is hit back, and we've been there. Go ahead.
Well, then let's. Oh, see, I do really like her a lot though.
Yeah.
But then we also have Brad Pitt's mom is ready to throw some arms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got a little because you know how Angelina Jolie has been given some fights here and there, showing her shade about Brad Pitt, saying she's the reason why she can't move, why the kids are messed up and stuff like that. And apparently his mom, Jane, I like her first name. She's going by her first name, said, I'm tired of her. I'm flying to LA and I'm going to settle this in person type
Oh
of
my
thing.
God.
I know. I want them to have a red table talk moment. I want like Jake, because I feel like that's what that's for. It's for all this like high-end celebrity drama or like where celebs will not really go anywhere else.
Wow.
I want them to just have it out on there.
The old monster-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's Missouri. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're show me state.
She's gorgeous too. I never really knew that much about Brad Pitt's mom.
I mean, it makes sense. She created a perfect specimen. So
She was, yeah. She was the one that they were talking about. Jane, stop this crazy thing.
That was her, huh?
That was her from the Jetsons.
Interesting.
She's had it. Yeah, she's been very subdued about her career. She kind of wanted to let Braddy shine.
Good for her.
Oh, I know. I feel. Are you Team Brad or Angelina though?
I'm everything Brad.
I mean, I love Brad, but I think about the kids a lot. You know what I mean? I
We grew
worry
up with
about those kids.
Yeah, I feel like I breastfed them.
They're better with
Maddox,
Brad.
Pax. Why do you think they're better with Brad?
Angelina seems too fucking crazy. I think.
How about this? You put the kids in an orphanage. And let
They all
them get
have
back to making the kind of movies we love.
They have to all return to their original
It's like the
countries.
Sound of Music. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start.
Yeah, and like those twins are grown up.
Oh,
It's really weird because I always think that you won't hear anything about them for a while, and then you'll get like Gossip Place will like post a picture and they're just like teenagers out of nowhere.
It pops up. You're like, oh, they celebrated their 17th birthday, and you're like, how? You're still
Look,
still in diapers.
The only celebrity kids I like are the ones that are gender fluid. Those kids are great.
They're good.
Dwayne Wade just fought with
I
everybody
loved
about
that.
his kid.
That was awesome.
And also Magic Johnson has
Yeah.
a
I
kid.
didn't realize.
Yeah, for a long time, even before it became kind of cool to be gender fluid. And I'm like, what is it about basketball players? You know?
Interesting.
The
Yeah.
long shorts. Yeah. But yeah, EJ, because EJ's had a career like in the spotlight for like 5 years or something like that.
Wait, I recognize.
He's on like a reality show,
Yeah,
right?
because he started on do you remember Rich Kids of Beverly Hills?
Okay.
And then sort of broke out from there, and now it's kind of just an overall like personality that pops around. Does a lot of stuff with like drag queens too and things.
Yeah, I feel like maybe he was like a guest judge on
I think
RuPaul's
so,
Drag
yeah.
Race or something. That's around
That's
how I
why
know.
most of like the C-listers that you're like,
Yeah.
why do I stan you now? But I remember when the show first started, the Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, everyone's like, oh, EJ Johnson, oh, basketball dad, let's see, this could be fun. And he's just like, yeah, do whatever you want. I don't care what you want to do.
Yeah. And that was pretty much Dwayne Wade's response to it. Like, he just posted a picture of his family at Thanksgiving, which most people were doing that weekend. And of course, it started this uproar, which is funny. Like, his son was basically just wearing a crop top and I think some fake nails. And everyone was like, what? This is insane.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, we just decided to love our kids.
Yeah,
so
right.
that's pretty much it.
You know, we're just going to let them do what.
Yeah. And again, it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah. And I thought it was so weird too because everyone's commenting about the kid's shirt. I'm like, it's a child. Like, why do you like?
Right.
You know, it's kind of. I feel like it reflects more on the person observing. Like, why do you care that
Yeah.
a kid's shirt is short? Don't.
I don't even. I can't even imagine looking at anything other than those nails because they're just perfection.
Right. And I'm
Like,
just
I like how he clearly featured them
Yeah.
too. He was just like, let me just.
Yeah, he's like, I know how to pose.
I can't imagine anybody who's still caring what Dwayne Wade or his family is up to.
Oh my God! Look at the baby.
I do
though.
like he-
I just creep people's
I
babies.
know.
Is really what I'm doing here.
Well, I love the house so much because it's very much a house of someone who is like super successful and has a lot of money, but not a lot going on right now because it's like spiral staircases that are just so blank. It's like Britney Spears' house. It's a lot of people that have like been like was big in 08 and they're like, no, I own the property, but everything else has to be sold on Etsy. Please follow the link. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, remember when you wouldn't come down with us and see the Mrs. Maisel cast?
Yes.
One of the women is from 2.5 Men, and you fucked
Oh,
up.
shit.
She was the ex from 2.5 Men.
Oh, I fucking loved
That's
her
your
on the
favorite show of all time.
Until, you know, that wasn't as good as it used to be.
Are you gonna catch up for the new season? Because I think it premieres on Friday.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to. I will say this: if any of the writers are doing stand-up, when anyone says, "Oh, he's a writer for Mrs. Maisel," or "She's a writer for Mrs. Maisel," every woman in the room claps, starts
Really?
clapping like Mrs.
I mean-
and I'll go like this: Mrs. Maisel's not here. the writer is.
Giving you all the Maisel credit, though. Yeah, I think that exclusively women have told me you have to. What do you mean you're not watching Mrs. Maisel?
I think it's just because it's like because the Paladinos, the people who created, they're just like make everything so pretty and fun. Like the costumes on it, just like the dialogue, the pictures of it, it's so good, and the soundtrack. It's just they know how to jump into a world very hard and very well. Which I do shit for. All right, we got to jump. Well, we're jumping into proper food.
Good. Good. It's vegetable smelling coffee.
Maybe it's like a green juice.
Proper soup.
What was
Proper
that sound?
soup.
What sound?
Did you hear? We're like weird, like wow.
Is there a spirit?
No.
I'm having a stroke.
No.
Oh no!
No.
You have to see John Legend perform tonight. You got so much. But then we also got some creeps going on.
Oh.
But I'm a creep.
This creeps you kids.
Yeah.
What the hell am I doing here? No one was able to resist in this room singing along with that. We all just went very serious into singing.
And whenever I type creep, then I have to listen to the Lena Hall version, and then I just like go down an hour and a half. It's my rabbit hole.
I never even heard this version.
She's my she is so.
I don't think I've heard it either.
perfect. It's like because she is like Broadway legend, but with a voice that's very like it's just not real. It feels like cyborgish, alien.
You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world.
And she can get like so insanely high.
I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice.
Well, she's replacing Radiohead now. In 6
Yeah.
months.
And she's the only, like, when I saw her on Broadway for Hedwig, she sang,
Who did she do?
she was,
The guitar player?
The guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when she did "I Will Always Love You" at the end and Midnight Radio, that she got a standing of like a 5-minute long standing ovation.
That should come back.
Right?
I know.
That should never be gone. That should hang around like it was.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because it evens out all like the fluff and this like the
All
glitzy
this
Broadway
shit,
that
yeah.
like I
Yeah.
get for people that are coming in with kids and stuff like that. But like that was just a perfect story,
So
start to
good.
finish, and you left feeling changed and you left feeling good.
You are
Like,
right that most Broadways turned into SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
When I went to see fucking Percy Lightning Thief or whatever, I
Yeah.
was like, it truly felt like I went to my mom's elementary school play, and I was like, it was just kids singing off key with like acne with like a paper straw. Like it was.
I
rough.
don't get it.
No thanks.
Plastic straw.
Yeah, right. Give me a
100%
plastic
plastic.
straw, peanut M&Ms, and Lena Hall. So Aaron Hernandez, speaking of definitely a creep, he had a paranoid plot to kill a male stripper to hide his sexuality, allegedly.
Smart. That's,
So-
that's a perfect
No
crime.
one
Yeah.
will suspect.
Right?
Not
So,
Aaron.
The stripper's name is Chad, so I already believe him because that tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was he was hired for a bachelorette party, he thought. But then when he arrived, it was Aaron Hernandez and his friends who were doing a lot of drugs and had guns on the table and said, "Just dance for us." He was,
Oh my God, I'm
and it was
so
truly it sounded
scared
like
for
the-
Chad.
Yeah, it sounded like the beginning of a bad gay porn. Like, I thought the girls would be here, but I guess since you're here in the Speedo, I guess you gotta dance for us.
Ooh, that's so creepy.
It's so frightening.
It's
and
very
so scary.
right.
So he didn't even know him in advance, but he was thinking, I'll kill a male stripper.
Yeah, so and Chad thought he was just hired for a bachelor. He was like, all right, it's just gonna be I'll dance for these women, and it ended up being Aaron and all these people. And then they were like, oh, we'll pay you $4,000. And then Chad left, and still was owed $1,200 of it. So then Aaron was like, oh, come to my place. I can give you the cash.
Take a wash, dude.
Right? He showed up though. And then like he was like, Aaron seemed off, and he was like, I could see cocaine and more guns in this other location. And then he was like, Hernandez told him, if you don't disappear, I'm gonna make you disappear. Keep your mouth shut or I'm going to find you.
Look,
and I feel bad.
once you get out of a weird place, don't go back.
Don't.
You know?
Oh my God.
Because we've all had those situations when you close the door, you're like, how did I live through that?
I know. This is why I got so mad at the movie 12 Years a Slave. Why are you going, oh, I'll go down to D.C. I just drive through Washington and I'll get there during slavery.
Playing with fire, dude.
That's right.
Chad. Just, just run with the little glitter on you. But it's just...
That gave me chills just the beginning of
I
the
know.
story before we
Yeah.
even got to the plot to kill.
$1,200.
Because you open the door, you're like, hey, 12
Yeah.
dudes that are high.
Hey, Thug Life.
Hey, love your guns.
Yeah.
You guys okay?
Hey, I gotta go for what? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Run.
And also, I just would love, I feel like it's just Chad plugging his aux cord and he's like dancing to like Britney Spears from 06. Like, give me more.
You saying to these big guys, I don't want to spit in your mouth.
He's just dancing to Pony, but just like shifty eyed.
Yeah.
Bell. Is everything cool or? Hey.
I feel, but I mean, honestly, I feel like it was almost because Chad lived. It was almost like his black swan. He was perfect. He did it
Oh, I
through.
like that.
Right?
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
I saw that movie once, and I feel like I enjoyed it, and then I was just like, I'm done.
You're done. You close door
And now
on
I
it?
know what happened.
That
And
you
there's no
honestly just have to
necessary-
see it to see Natalie Portman eat grapefruit because I never really saw a lot of people eat grapefruit for breakfast, so she brought that to the conversation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then eat out Mila Kunis. So it was kind
Yes.
of
Oh, yeah.
Those
so it was
two
breakfast,
things.
lunch, and dinner. Yeah.
Which was amazingly like grapefruit. I don't know why. I don't know it was a diet she was on.
Bad
Sure.
mom
Yeah.
Christmas.
Bitter.
Yeah. But you just keep going with it.
Put some sugar on it.
Yeah, put a little sugar on it.
Pour some sugar
In the
on
name
me.
of
It's not
love.
Mila Kunis,
I
it's
just wish
goofy.
she still didn't use that grapefruit spoon. I mean, ouch.
Didn't she marry the guy from 2.5 Men?
She did.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you love the show?
No, that was when I stopped loving the show. I was more fan of the Charlie Sheen years.
Then
Ashton Kutcher.
he hates Ashton Kutcher the way Demi Moore does.
Chris is writing his own
There's
memoir.
the same fucking attitude towards him.
He made me have threesomes with them.
Why treat that like a bad thing?
There's another guy.
Don't lie,
Last night when I had to do the
Aaron.
worst, fucking Stavi says, I go, what are you doing your story on? He goes, please don't do the same thing as me because your story will be better. I go, what's yours? He goes, well, a threesome. I go, the name of the show is The Worst, not the fucking happy thing that happened one night. And guess what happened to him?
What happened?
Couldn't get hard.
Oh no.
Couldn't get hard during a threesome.
That is the worst.
It really was 2.5 men.
Yeah, nice.
Was he like intoxicated?
I
Was
didn't
it
ask it.
performance?
I just said get away from me.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
Take that missing tooth of yours and get the fuck out of here.
And we got more Jeffrey Epstein. He like.
So did he kill himself? Is
It
this
really
gonna
that's
be the
kind,
news?
yeah. It's a will he won't he past tense.
Yeah.
But this time, people are saying that he ran a blackmail scheme for Mossad. So according to a new book, he was a secret agent for Israel, and he was recruited by the father of his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. So
Well, there's no doubt that he was in some weird shit where you could travel around. That was, believe it or not, far more dangerous than the world of pedophilia.
Right.
We're just focusing on that, but all the money shit and moving around, that's who.
The
That's how he
pedophilia was
died.
like the perks
Right.
of what he did. But yes, I mean, at this point, the story is so crazy that anything could be true. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing off the table where you're like, no, I don't think it's that.
They were saying Clinton and Hillary were at that ranch a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he knew like every single country, royalty, everyone is coming out. Even like Norway is now apologizing. The crown princess said that she regrets her friendship with him, being like, if I knew, and I love how she kind of did what Mariah Carey said about the movie Glitter. She's like, if I knew it was going to be bad, I wouldn't do it. She said, if I knew Jeffrey Epstein was a bad man, I wouldn't have been his friend.
That's actually not a bad thing to say, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't know everything
she's
about
like-
him. You know, I knew he had a lot of money and
It was
stuff.
nice to me.
Yeah, he had
She's
a
like, I'm from
plane.
Norway. I don't know
Right.
what the fuck
That's
happens.
true.
She's like, I'm the Owen Wilson of countries. I'm fucking over here.
She's like, 8 months of the year, we don't even get light.
I will say, I have been to Norway once, and I did love it. And I randomly, surprisingly enough, I saw John Legend there.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Before he was big. Yeah.
Wow.
And I went, and there was it was a huge stadium. I thought it was gonna be really cool, but they had folding chairs, and everyone is so nice there that it was truly like a single. I was like, how is no one just gonna move up and steal seats? I was like, oh, everyone just sat at
Yeah.
the seat.
They probably folded up the chairs. Where can I put this for you?
Yeah. John's like,
All
hey.
done.
Yeah. And then the last dish is that, are you guys following up on America's Got Talent?
No, nothing.
No, I haven't.
So Gabrielle Union made headlines last week because she was ousted, and along with Julianne Hough left because she said the treatment that they received at America's Got Talent was subpar. It was a tense environment, and that she also heard Jay Leno make a racist comment.
Right. I
So
remember,
they were kind of
yeah, she said
exiting. Yeah, so it's kind of been blowing up, and people are starting to say Sharon Osbourne is saying NBC's toxic. A lot of people are coming after them.
It's true.
Yeah, and that's what. So it's kind of being shown a light, and like Simon Cowell is trying to defend themselves, being like, "No, it's a fun program, it's a fun show," but sort of surprisingly, I mean, nice that it's happening. Everyone is taking Gabrielle Union's side.
Here's what the Jay Leno thing. So he's a guest judge that night, right?
Mhm.
So there was somebody had like a dog act or something, and Jay said something along the lines. I'm paraphrasing. I've seen better dogs on a Korean menu, and that made her go to HR.
Right.
He's going with the stereotype that Koreans eat dogs.
Yeah, that's because Jay's taking a high road too. Because right now, because people have been asking him a lot, he's like, Gabrielle Union's a great girl. I like her, and that's kind of just all he wants to say about
Did you
it.
see him on TMZ though? So they're asking
No.
him questions. He's going like this, like just moving his lips, and that's his thing. That he acts like he's answering, but the fucking mic doesn't work. And then and then he went back and was like, "Well, I think that." I'm like, you are a showbiz veteran,
Yeah.
Jay.
Yeah. Showbiz, yeah. And Julianne Houg's been very silent about all this, even though I don't expect more from her, but I just am interested to see what she thinks about anything. I would love her to comment on racism and workplace safety.
You know who clapped back was Howard Stern stood up for the girls.
Yeah.
Because he used to be a judge on the show.
Really?
And he goes, those fat losers that are running that show. I don't know how fat they were. But I'm like, hey. I'm like, hey, if we're against bullying, fat and ugly hurts too.
Certain types.
Yeah.
Certain types of bullying.
Yeah. I mean, they deserved it, though.
Bullies are allowed to be bullied. That's always the rule, apparently.
Right?
Fat, dumb, and stupid is no way to go through life.
It's also a show. I had no clue this show really maintained any or was still on.
Yeah, me neither.
No,
it's a
me
summer
either.
show, and we're out in the summer.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
We're out exploring. Yeah. Going to Oslo, going to Norway. I know, but we'll see, because I think people are gunning for NBC to either completely fire everybody who was involved or kind of reboot the show.
I think Howie is cool. Nobody said anything about Howie.
Right.
He's just pure Ellen. You know? I know, and I just started watching the morning show, so I'm very into shows getting canceled and things like that.
Ooh.
Are you guys watching? It's a good.
No, I haven't started yet.
That's one I watched it because it got it got mixed reviews. So I was like, I'll watch it, whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
I want to see when Bombshell comes out about the girls who from Fox News. It's supposed to be a big one.
Charlize, she looks exactly like Megyn Kelly. I don't know if you saw a picture.
I did not see it.
Oh, it is spitting. It's terrifying how much she embodied her.
But they say the other Aussie girl is the one who steals the movie.
Oh, Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who we all love.
I know, because she's been nominated for Oscar a lot, so hopefully Margot comes through. But yeah, that's Charlie's on the right.
Wow.
It's perfect.
Oh.
It's just the way she's holding herself, her jaw and everything. It's really weird.
Right. Yeah.
But everybody for years said, oh, they have these little fembots on the show. And underneath all that, they were like, I'm going to fucking make some money off this shit.
Right.
Patiently waiting.
That's the way Chris is over at that fucking alt-right show that he's on.
Yeah.
I saw your boss last night. Who's the founder?
Ralph Sutton.
I cannot believe how large that man is.
He's very
I'm standing next to him on the street like I was a toddler. He's so big.
Yeah.
Everything about him is
When
huge.
I
Good guy.
met him, I found it very distracting. I was like, that is intimidating.
Jason Momoa height type of thing.
Yeah.
Real?
Who I've seen in person, and I will say they're about the same height.
Where did you see Jason Momoa?
We both saw him at, I believe.
For a second, I thought you were going to say, well, me and Jason saw each other. And I
Yeah,
was
we
like,
were seeing each other at the Guns N' Roses show. He was there.
No, that was the other big guy. That was the big guy that was in Magic Mike, and he was.
Oh, it's an Italian last name.
Oh, Joe Manganiello.
Yeah.
Yes, that's who I saw.
So he's with the mom,
Sofia
Manny's
Vergara.
mom. Yeah, and he stands up and he puts his arm around her, and she was like to his belly button.
Yeah.
She looked like such a child.
He was so tall.
Yeah, but he's also got the big protector, nice guy thing. You know,
Yeah.
everybody likes him.
I saw him in a play once, and he was very bad, but he seems very nice. And he's
Yeah.
good in, yeah.
Yeah, he's a terrible actor, but he's probably
it was a
nice.
streetcar named Desire. It's just going, Stella!
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be. He should be like the guy who comes in and helps Stella.
Yeah.
Because when you're that big, you're not allowed to even be a bully.
Was he in the Pee Wee movie? Or am I mixing him up with the other tall guy?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
The Pee Wee
Just look
movie?
it up. Yeah.
No, that was I think a guy who looked like. I mean, that was even years before I thought he was around.
Does impressions of Pee Wee Herman? Oh.
He does impressions.
Oh, no, he was his perfect playmate, yeah.
Yeah, he was in. I thought he was in the movie. Chris in L.A.
Hey guys, kind of sounds like you're moving on, but Howard touched on that AGT thing this morning, and he basically said that these are Simon Cowell tactics.
Oh.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's Howard against Simon.
Mm-hmm.
The luster has finally left Simon after all these years.
Well, because Simon's kind of creepy, because all his entire career is just taking 16-year-olds and putting them all together and making them what he wants them to be.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Joe Manganiello was in Pee Wee's Big Holiday.
Oh, Big Holiday. I never saw that one. I saw Big Adventure. What's Big Holiday?
It's like the newer one.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Any good?
It was very cute. I mean, everything, any Pee-wee joint, you know what I mean, is going to be good.
I only knew the Big Adventure. I don't think I saw him do anything else.
The what about the Big Top, Pee-wee's Big
Never saw
Top
that one.
Circus? It was good.
There's some good.
I mean, look, nothing's Big Adventure. I mean, that's that's a masterpiece.
But hey, a spinoff is a spinoff. It's good. You'll throw it on an airplane. And that's all I can ask for.
I saw National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation on my way to Vegas.
That's perfect.
They put it on for us the whole plane. It's the most terrible movie. We were all laughing because it was all like Vegas jokes.
That's gonna be me. Just a couple hours.
Yeah.
Well, they were doing like a casino that played Uno. You know what I mean? We're like, this is so fucking great.
I hope I win all those cars.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Oh, of course. Happy to
Love
be
you.
here.
Yeah, love you so much, Kashmir. This program is brought to you in part by Dish.
202 is available now on Apple Podcasts. Learn about his dating and relationship coaching at DanteNero.com and follow him on Instagram at @TheDanteNero and on Twitter at Dante Nero.
Thank you, brother.
You know, Dante, if you would have some kind of men's school ambulance, we could always use you here. Earl, our own Earl Douglas, was killing it on Tinder.
Really?
And then got mad and pulled himself out of the game. Yep. He has not been sexually with a woman for 9 years, Earl?
9.5.
9.5 years.
And why would you do that?
It just has not happened. It just hasn't.
But how many dates did, when you Chris put your picture on Tinder, he got you set up on at least a half a dozen dates, right?
Yeah, at one point I had 5 dates in 7 days.
5 dates in 7 days.
Chris was killing it.
And what happened?
Just two kind of imploded, and then I got ghosted on a couple.
But why did you stop? You were right there.
You just got back in the game after so many years.
The amount of matches Earl got immediately.
Right.
And
Women love the way he looks.
Right. Yeah, he's a good looking dude.
They don't like the way he acts, I guess.
The
or
personality
talks.
that he.
You know, I think he. You know, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at his body language and stuff.
Yes.
He's a very nice guy. Is that
Yes,
what it is?
he is a very nice guy.
He's too nice. You need to be more of a jerk. A little
Yes.
bit of a jerk. You need a little
Yeah.
dollop.
Little attitude.
The ladies like the bad boys. Are we correct about that, Gail?
Sure. I mean, look, ladies like confidence.
Right.
If you feel confident being a bad boy, I think
Yes.
that's kind of where it
Okay,
comes
confident.
Yeah.
Earl's a droner when he talks. I'm very good friends with him, and if we're walking, I'll just start
Zone out?
Yeah, I'll just zone out. I don't even mean it, but he gets very detailed about things that
Nobody hears about.
Nobody hears about.
Well, you know what's funny about that? I say this to there was a guy I know, he had went through a divorce, and I was helping him through the divorce to get back on the horse and everything. And then he was a soldier, so he just did everything I told him to do, even though it was counterintuitive to what he thought he should be doing. And I kind of was like, well, it ain't working for you what you're doing, so give me a shot.
Yeah.
And he did, and then he just started, he was 55 years old, had his first threesome, 2 24-year-old girls.
Good for him.
And then even that, I was walking him through that, which, because it was, this threesome etiquette.
Sure.
And he absolutely didn't listen to my threesome etiquette, and it all blew up in his face. But then he got back on the horse, and he ended up having a couple more of those and did it properly.
Okay. Earl, do you believe that you'd have the confidence ever to be in a threesome?
I would not have that confidence at all.
What about it? Is it just even one woman alone is too intimidating?
No, I'm a one-on-oneer. I mean,
You're 1 on 0.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, because most guys want a threesome and they don't even know how to have a good one-some.
Yeah.
So this is a dream, but they don't understand that there's a responsibility to that.
Yeah.
Because if you're the guy and there's 2 women, it's your
Absolutely.
responsibility to make sure that
Everybody's
taken
happy.
care of. That's
Yeah.
why I don't really like threesomes.
Yeah.
Because it's too much work.
It's like kind of like being a host at a party where like you think it's a good idea and you're like, everyone come over, and then you're running around.
If you're doing it
Are
right.
you eating enough? Are you hydrated?
If you're doing it right, if you're just hey, come over, and you're not a good host, then it's easy to do it. But that's not the whole nature of it. You have a responsibility. So I would say this, that talk. You said he's a droner. So the first thing I thought in my mind was there's only two reasons why you should talk. One, to get information, or to get information. To get or get. Give or get. And anything beyond that is a waste of time. But you also have to be able to read the room, that when you're talking, if people, there's social cues and physical cues that say that somebody's not interested. And if you're just droning on, what you're basically doing is you're jerking off on everybody that you're talking
That's
to.
so Earl.
Right, that is Earl.
Yeah.
He's like, Humble Pie had not only Steve Marriott, but Peter Frampton was in that band before he went on to Frampton's Camel. This is the other thing about Earl. Not only has he not had sex in 9.5 years, he claims he hasn't even masturbated.
Really?
In 9.5 years, and we're worried a little bit about his pipes. They're going a little rusty.
Doesn't seem healthy.
Pipes will be fine, but it's. I think we get into this situation, men especially. We get into this situation where there's this rejection, and because there's rejection, we start to kind of blow that rejection out of our head. So it's so much worse than we think. So we don't even want to engage because we don't want to lose. And so it's easier to just, create this kind of, I'm being celibate, trying to get into myself, or I'm trying to do this, or I want to get my career together. But you can do all of those things at the same time. You can have sex unless for some reason you screw for 8 hours a day. I mean, how long does it take? And you need companionship. Where human beings are three-dimensional. They're physical, emotional, and intellectual, and you have to satisfy all those needs at the same time. And if you're not really you're not going to be fulfilled.
Why did you quit the Tinder dating? Was it rejection? You just felt bad once you went out and it didn't work out?
Yeah, the rejection part was just, it was, it just triggered all the other things, the other rejections.
You were out of the game for nearly a decade. Why would you expect to knock it out of the park so early? You're like still figuring it out.
And he had a date like 2 days after fucking I signed him up for the app.
Yeah.
It was fucking almost immediate.
Yeah.
And also, Earl brought up that he didn't like when women asked him questions on dates.
No, there was this one particular date. It felt like it was an inquisition.
But it was a bad date.
It was just a bad date, and it was like I felt like a social experiment in
but
a weird way.
It was
And
one
I'm just
bad
kinda
date, and then you stopped dating after that. You know what I mean?
Well, do you one of the things I will tell guys to do you should ask open-ended questions. People love talking about themselves, especially women. And if you talk to them, if you ask questions and not just, hey, how are you? Just open-ended questions, like, what are you into? And you start to dig into who they are and you're showing a genuine interest, they will talk to you and they'll give you the whole dossier of how to please them in the first place. Because if you're asking those questions, they will tell you. I mean, this is not just women in general. It's like, I've known Ron for a bunch of years now, and when it came to we had a conversation about just broadcasting with my podcast and stuff, and you've been doing it, and then the fact that I showed an interest in what you do, you talked to me.
Right.
You told me all kinds of ins and outs and things to think about and stuff like that, because this is important to you, and I'm just showing you that it's important to me too. And people just give of themselves because you're honestly you're coming from an authentic place where you're showing interest in what they're doing, and they don't mind giving back. And people want to talk about themselves. They if you feel as though you're genuinely interested, they'll talk.
That's a great point. That it's very possible that she was asking so many questions because she was filling up the space. She felt like she needed to ask questions. Maybe you were not open to asking her questions, or you weren't redirecting the information back to her.
No, I was totally trying to redirect and totally trying to go back and forth, and she just blocked me out.
She might be a bad date.
Even with that, you see, if you don't have the self-esteem to understand that you have value, if you don't think that you have value, then you allow that. So if somebody's being a bad date, why not say, whoa, this is an awful date. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable because you're asking me questions. I feel like this is an inquisition. But you don't want to lose, so you won't even be authentic about how you're feeling. But if you're authentic about your feeling, the first thing it does is it cues to a woman that you have value in yourself, that your time and your comfort is important to you. And no woman wants a guy who just is willing to sit down for anything. So if she's obnoxious and annoying, and you just let her drone on and drone on and drone on, then nobody's ever questioned her about, well, maybe you're not that interesting, you know? And when you say, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this, and I don't really like this, it's a way of saying I have value, and that I'm not. You just can't do whatever you want to do with me. And if we don't fit, that's fine. We can go our separate ways. But that doesn't make me a bad guy, and it doesn't make you a bad woman. It just means that we don't fit together. But this is a simple case of him just not understanding what his value, because he hasn't had somebody validating him for 9 years. There's no validation, you know. Yeah. So, but you gotta, you know, there's a thing I always help any of my clients. I tell them that, you know, there's this thing called the antique road show, and you know how somebody finds a lamp and it's worth $10,000, and I always ask them, what was the lamp worth when it was in the garbage, you know, and everybody goes, oh, it was nothing because it was in the garbage, and then I ask them, what if you found a brown paper bag in the garbage? What was the $10,000 worth? Everybody goes 10,000. And so my point is, just because people don't have the intellect to understand what your value is doesn't lessen the value. You have to know what your value is already.
And that value might only be for one person. Maybe only one person is saying it's worth $10,000. But that's the person you want to be with, Earl.
But probably not. Probably not. But if you don't think we teach people how to treat us. And if you don't think that you have any worth, or you're not saying that outright, but you're communicating it because you're willing to put up with anything. And so she's going, well, who knows you better than you do? You've been with you forever, so you must not. You know, it's like, who knows your product better than you do?
Yes, that is 100% true. And I guess I was just trying to be too nice, and I just could have just pulled the plug on it.
Right, but nice is not. You got to be nice to you. Like, you got to put your happiness first. If you don't put your happiness first, then who is? You know.
True.
And you don't. She doesn't even know you. So how does she even know? Even if you stop and draw the line and you say, you know, it's sort of like if somebody steps on your foot accidentally and you don't go, hey, you stepped on my foot. You don't even give them an opportunity to go, hey, I apologize, I didn't see you. Yeah. But if you say, hey, you stepped on my foot, and they go, so what? Then you know who that person is. But you got to give them an opportunity to go, hey, I didn't know I was, you know, stepping on your toes. You know, it has to be worth it to you.
All right, Earl, we promised Vito he could get in, so switch out with him. I don't think anything could help Earl. Maybe turn
anything got through?
Dante Nero, his podcast, Man School 202, is available now on Apple Podcasts, and learn about his dating and relationship coaching at DanteNero.com. Follow him on Instagram at @TheDanteNero and on Twitter at Dante Nero.
And give Earl my number. He can call me. I will figure it out. I'll help him out.
He's going to drone on, though.
Yeah.
He's a droner.
Yeah, but I won't let that happen.
I tried to push him in traffic one day. I just started leaning. Tried to get him to go in traffic.
One way to handle it.
All right, Vito, your situation is you were in a long relationship, had your heart broken. You waited, 2 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years, and now you're back into your first relationship.
Yeah, I've been
And
dating.
you don't like dating around. You like being in a relationship.
I like being in a relationship a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. So now I've been dating somebody for about 3 months.
And your concern is what? It'll happen again to you?
Yeah, I don't want to make similar mistakes I made. I feel like I got really lazy in my past relationship. And
lazy how?
Literally, like, I didn't like leaving the home. And
what do you mean you didn't?
Like, I got into a point where I just wanted to stay at home and watch TV.
So you wouldn't take her out or do fun things
I wouldn't
anymore.
do anything, and I didn't want to go out. I just wanted to stay at home because, like, we paid a lot for this apartment, so I figured, why not use it?
Yeah, you're wasting money when you're not home. I understand that.
That's hilarious. I've never thought of that.
It's like throwing money out the window.
Like I pay for the electric. Doesn't mean I sit home and use it all day. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, but I was paying. I mean, I looked at it as we paid for this apartment to live together, so let's do that.
So you were shocked when she broke up with you?
I was shocked. I was like, we had this good thing going. We have this nice apartment with a backyard in Manhattan, and
didn't you have a fight over lunch meat once because like you stole her lunch meat?
No, he didn't know how to open tuna.
that was it. Okay, so one time we got into a bad fight because
now a bad fight
because I didn't know how to use a can opener, and then she started screaming at me. Because
I understand. I mean, it's tuna fish.
And then
Did you like ask her to do it like she was your mom? You're like, oh, I don't know how to do
I
it.
just couldn't figure it out. And then she said, we had already been in a fight because I didn't know how to use a can opener like a week before, and I didn't figure it out
You
after
didn't
that.
take the time after
She
that.
could have spent that week.
So she started
I
yelling
mean, I know
at me.
you were home all week.
She started
because he didn't go
Yeah, he ain't
nowhere.
going out.
You had all day to figure out a can opener. You didn't do nothing.
She started bringing up YouTube tutorials and saying,
Yes.
"Why didn't you do that?"
It is a good point. I mean, you could put anything. How to tie a tie. You could tie a tie in 2 seconds if you're watching YouTube.
Yeah, I didn't do that. And then she got really mad about that, and that was a huge fight. Then another one that Chris brought up was she came home and she was like, "Where'd all my cold cuts go?" And I said, "I ate them." And she started screaming at me. And then she got me to walk out of our room, and then she locked the door. And then I couldn't get back in the room.
Paid for that room.
I paid for that room. And then I stood outside the room banging pots together. And then our other room.
Like he's on Big Brother.
I did this. I did that 2 years before I did that way
That's a
before.
lie. That's Evil Dick.
That's
Oh,
old
fuck.
school evil dick.
Yeah.
It was actually more like a Bad Girls Club. If you ever watched that show.
Yeah.
And she so then
So immaturity was your big problem. And now,
Immaturity, yeah.
but
Yeah,
now you're
but
mature.
the other thing is, you could talk about his immaturity and his lack of effort, but she's grossly disrespectful.
Oh yeah. She
Like
is.
how could you pay the rent and then somebody lock you out of your room? It's just ridiculous. But you have to be I mean, I think you have there's a way of looking at things. Like I always say that you don't have to eat the whole birthday cake to know it was made with rotten eggs. You know what I mean? You just need a spoonful. And so when somebody is screaming at you because of a can opener, that's a bigger picture. That's just a slice of a bigger picture.
Yeah.
There's a lack. First of all, she shouldn't be screaming at you. There's no reason for any other adult to be screaming at somebody. And I get we get angry and involved, but then you go, whoa. If our intention is to communicate, then how do we scream at each other and communicate? That it's just
Should
absurd.
he have hit her, Dante, or what does he
I was
do?
thinking of a sidekick.
Well, you know, at no point did she feel like she could even teach you. I
Right.
mean, they say if you teach a man to use a can opener, he eats tuna fish for life.
Right.
You know what I mean? She could have stepped in.
Right.
Well, I will be honest. The first time she did try to teach me how to use it, and I
boy.
said, "Got it." And then a week later, I
You
forgot.
do that to me all the time too. That's
Yeah.
why I'm so nervous
That's
with
what
you.
you did.
Yeah, running around stuff for here.
Well, I mean, if you want to be somebody who's respected and somebody who people that honor you and people that when you talk, what you say matters, it has to matter. There has to be energy and intent behind what you do. And if you want to be a man and you want to be treated like a man, then there's no vacation days on being a man. You got to be
That's
a
true.
man every day.
That's true.
You know, you don't get a chance. Asking when do you get to just relax is asking like when do I get to take a nap when I'm driving. You know, all these guys want to be king of their castle and they want their girl to look up to them and love them and cherish them and stuff. But no, most guys are not doing what that takes. And there's nothing wrong with looking at something a woman might ask you to do and say that's unreasonable. But that should be a conversation that you have instead of somebody screaming at you, you're banging pots and locking. It's just
it's insane.
It's already
It's
done.
insanity.
It's already
Now
done.
the new girl is already becoming the same things again, right? She's locked you out. You're banging pots.
No,
Stealing your lunch meats.
Yeah.
Everything is great. There's been no fights or anything. Everything's pretty solid 3 months in, but
It's 3
that's
months
3
in.
months.
It's 3 months in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
3 months.
honeymoon period. You're going to be in
As soon
Chris
as-
Stanley period before you know it.
As soon as she asks you to open a can of
Do you know how to
tuna.
open a can opener? yet?
Now I know how to use a can opener.
Good for you.
This is big.
Good.
This is very big.
That's good. This is a big thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the other thing is that if you're like a homebody guy and you're this like you can't date a party girl, you know what I mean? Just because she's hot
Right.
or because it's an like you know I used to tell you know you guys were like, oh I like a feisty girl. Like if you know you don't want to have a pet rattlesnake unless you're a rattlesnake wrangler. You know
Right.
what I mean?
That is a good point.
If you want a bunny rabbit to sit on the couch and watch, then you got to get a bunny rabbit. But you can't get a rattlesnake and then act like it's a bunny rabbit. You're gonna end up in the hospital. You know.
You know, long term, nice person is the number one thing, but we're not driven for that at first.
Yeah.
But later, you're like, oh, that
Oh, this
person,
is-
this is a nice person, you know. But Chris, it seemed like you got a nice girlfriend, right?
I do. And
Your last one wasn't.
Exactly. My last one wasn't.
Yeah.
She was crazy and nuts and just not nice. But she would call herself a good person, which was fucking very annoying.
It's a red flag right there.
Yeah, exactly.
How long did you know before she was that she wasn't
I was
nice?
fucking with her for 8 years, Dante. Okay.
Okay.
It was
And
a
how
fucking
long
shit
do you know that she's not a nice person?
I mean, looking back on it, I should have known the entire, maybe like 4 months in.
Because
Yeah,
you
I
always
should've-
told us she was
Yeah,
nice.
I
and
know, Rob.
You said you had a nice relationship,
Yeah.
and then we had an intern that heard you say,
That intern
can't
did-
fucking believe I'm going back to this
Didn't
bitch.
say shit to a fucking intern. I kept my mouth shut. And so, so Dante, as we were breaking up, right, I just said it was a fucking big to-do. She said I stole her youth, is what she told me,
Yeah.
and her ability to have children, right?
And what did you say?
I said, well, I said, what the fuck are you talking about? It was a big, and then she kicked me in my knee that I just had surgery on.
Right.
And then I took my cane
Nice girl.
and then broke it against the wall of my apartment, which I then had to spackle.
Like a wrestling manager.
Yeah.
It's my favorite
Fucking
move
really
ever.
bad. It was
Look,
a shit show.
Ron has been around the block plenty, and there's no victims, only volunteers.
Right.
You know. So
Understandable. I realize that now,
Yeah.
Dante.
Yeah.
I realize that now. But at the time, it was very filled
And
with
you
passion
did
and crazy.
steal her youth. What do you think of it?
She was there with me, all right? She fucking gave the youth as well.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like you said, if you want something and you're not willing to ask for it, because you don't want to hear the no, then that's your fault.
Right.
Exactly.
You know.
You didn't value yourself.
That's right. Exactly. And then I fucking took some time off and fucking jumped on Tinder. Got value for myself. again,
Now,
Ron.
Vito's girlfriend seems so nice. I think that she's aiming too low with him. We need a plug, Chris, because there's people like,
Yeah. Dante Nero, his podcast, Man School 202, is available now on Apple Podcasts, and learn about his dating and relationship coaching at DanteNero.com. Follow him on Instagram at the Dante Nero and on Twitter at Dante Nero.
Now, Dante, how did you realize you had this talent for?
Well, so I was a male stripper for 11 years.
Yeah.
Right. So that kind of helped me understand how women perceive attraction, because if you're a male stripper and you don't understand attraction, you don't eat. That's part of the whole thing. And then so just understanding that in terms of a marketing perspective, because that's what I was doing, it just made me start to understand that women think vastly different in terms of how they approach things instinctually and cognitively and everything. And so it just came from that pretty much.
Now the ratings have changed, and now you would be considered working as a sex worker for 11 years. Back then, we didn't think of it as sex. We were like, hey, what a fun thing to be involved in. And now you hear the strippers are put in with sex workers.
Well, pretty much I was a sex worker.
You were a
before
sex.
before the
Yeah. You didn't need to dance to be a sex worker. Yeah.
But that, I mean, I think just starting to understand that, and I think a lot of times the wisdom is kind of universal. It's like whatever you're good at, if you boil it down to boil it down to the root, to the basic cosmic and universal truth, you can apply those things to everything.
Right.
So if you have a cold and you don't take care of your cold, you can end up with pneumonia. So it's like, if you're in a situation where your woman doesn't respect you and you're not stopping that, that's going to end up full-blown AIDS eventually.
Right.
Because you
got AIDS, Vito. You ended up with AIDS.
You got relationship AIDS.
Yeah, you got relationship AIDS, which, we can slow it down. I mean, we don't have a cure, but we can make it manageable these days.
We can get your count so low you won't pass it on
That's
to
right.
your next
Or you can move to
girlfriend.
Brazil because the count is lower in
Right.
Brazil, but that's the whole.
But you're a family guy too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
a lot of people think that some of your stuff is just about hooking up
No,
with
no,
multiple, but you're about relationships
Well, I
and
just
family.
had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my baby's 5 months old. I'm 53. This is my first son.
Beautiful too, by the way.
Thank
Seeing
you,
it
man. I
online is
appreciate it.
really,
I appreciate
it's
it.
really so touching.
I kind of feel like I realized he's a really good looking kid.
Yeah.
That I realize how often people lie to ugly babies, because
Right.
everybody goes, man, everybody goes, oh, your kid's cute, and then they look left and right, and then they go, no, really, he's cute.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've been lying to ugly babies your whole life. And ladies, stop lying to ugly babies, because when you're in the club and there's an overconfident ugly dude, that's because you lied to him the whole
You told
time.
him it was beautiful.
Yeah,
Let
and he
it
believed
skip.
it.
Oh my God. That's an angel.
Yeah, he's sweet kid, and he's
so cute.
You know, he's just like real easy sleeping already. He was sleeping out of the right out of the womb. It's like when he's
That's
hungry.
so cute.
When he's hungry, he eats.
Oh my God, I can't take it.
Yeah, he's growing up. But you gotta, I think that was it, and then starting to understand. And then when I started doing the counseling and stuff in the podcast, you hear guys everything that what you say, and what was the other guy?
Earl. Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's so different, and we're not. Like we all do the same thing. And if you don't believe me, I don't know anybody that faces the tank when they take a shit. Everybody, we all do the same things, and that's the whole point of human behavior, is that we have the same patterns, and everybody wants to be perceived as if they're so different, but we're not. We all do the same things. We get insecure, we get jealous, we make mistakes. Two things that you're gonna always have to do as a human being is give forgiveness and ask for forgiveness for the rest of your life. And unless you decide that you're not gonna ever be social with people, or you're gonna spend 9 years by yourself, then I guess that's okay. But it's what are we doing if we're not engaging and interacting with each other and making moments?
Well, I think a lot of us think mistakes are a bigger deal than they are. So a lot of times, when people hold on, I got my feelings hurt once, so I never want to have that again.
Yeah.
Which it's always interesting to me, if you watch professional sports, a guy will strike out in the World Series, and still walk back to the dugout, confident, believing that if he gets another shot, he's going to hit it. And that is the difference. Other guys I struck out once, so I never want to do that again.
I also feel like, and I could be wrong about this, so you guys can defend men, but I feel like I hear it more often from men where it's like a bad experience with dating or bad experience with women, and it turns them off. Because women have lots of bad experiences with men, like extremely bad experiences with men, and then they have to be like, well, I have to date another man.
And they don't have to try to get those experiences. Like, you still got to go in and not aggressively, but you have to initiate your rejection, where the rejection or the dirtbags that come around, you just got to stand around.
And a lot of times, Gail, you're talking about younger people. But when women start to get middle-aged, they're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
There's so many women that I know that I'm friends with that have tapped out of looking or finding anything.
Yeah, but there is like a comfortability with it, right? Where they're just like,
yeah, but I'm saying but they have said, I don't want to make any.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the same thing that Earl's almost at that spot right now where he's like a widower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
until somebody finds, but even those women, when they find a guy, they'll go in. They're just not going to aggressively.
They're not going to look.
They're not going to look.
And that's what Earl's looking at. He's looking for a falcon to come in and just grab him by the neck and pull him down the road.
And drone her until
she drops.
Dante Nero's podcast, Man School 202, is available now on Apple Podcasts, and you can learn about his dating and relationship coaching at DanteNero.com. Follow him on Instagram at @TheDanteNero and on Twitter at Dante Nero.
All right, I'm going to ask Earl, do you think you learned anything today with Dante?
A lot.
I know. That's the thing.
I learned a lot. And
are you going to follow up?
Back on the app.
Particularly on the whole thing about valuing myself.
Are you going to follow up?
I will give you my number, and I will do some gratis work for you. We can talk, and we'll figure it out. It's really not difficult. You just got to be willing to do the work. That's all.
Yeah, I'm ready to do the work.
Okay.
So you're going to follow up, bro?
Really?
Yes, I am going to follow up.
Who believes him?
I don't believe him, because I talked to a bunch of ladies on Bumble pretending to be Earl, and I set up a bunch of dates for him, and he shit in my mouth.
Literally?
You're not going to shit in Dante's mouth, are you?
No, that's not going to happen.
It tastes awful, Dante.
Yeah.
Why did you swallow the shit once he shit in your mouth, Chris? That's another thing.
We all kind of do that when we don't think that we're the best version of ourselves.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're at least the best version of yourself, or you're working towards being the best version of yourself, you say, I don't have to put up with this.
I think if Earl knew what it was like to wear some of your cool coats, I think that he would feel better about himself. Dante's got the best winter coats in New York City. In New York City, nobody's coats compare.
That's the Cookie Monster. That's the Cookie Monster
It's fantastic.
box.
It's so good.
I think there's I have a coyote and a Persian. But it wasn't like I mean, Ron knows me enough to know that I could see how people would look at that and go, "Oh, this guy's trying to make a point." But I've been like this ever since you've known me and way before. I mean, even Patrice and I, that. And so it just became my expression of how I feel about myself. I mean, I have a couple pairs of $2,000 pair of shoes, and I don't say these are $2,000, but I just feel like I'm wearing $2,000 shoes.
Right, you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, and you got to take care of yourself, because if you don't put your happiness first, nobody else will. But the other thing happens is when you're in a relationship, part of that part of your manhood is you're being able to provide and keep your woman happy.
Absolutely.
And if you're failing at that, you don't feel like a man. So your happiness has to be first, because your woman's happiness or your partner's happiness is part of your manhood. It's part of what makes you feel good about yourself. No man wants to have a wife and kids, and the kids are hungry, and the wife is the roof is leaking. We won't want to feel like we're succeeding, and that is what makes us feel so we get the self-esteem from the action. And if we don't take the action, we won't.
You got to figure out what is the can that you don't know how to open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Vito, it was literally tuna fish. It was a can.
Yeah. It's
the first thing
not
I
a metaphor for him.
I mean, he's got a really nice teeth. Like he's got a really
teeth.
smart
smile.
teeth. Yeah. Like it's nice. But you have this all. If you think about what would it be like, I always kind of preface this when people have low self-esteem. I go, what if you had you, Earl, as a best friend? Like, how dope would that be?
I think it'd be pretty damn good.
Look, he's trying to say the right thing.
No, I'm like, I really.
But why would you think that having you, if we could clone you and make another you,
yeah.
But why would you think that
two guys who jerk off hanging out next to each other? It's fucking weird. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chris, and you blend.
What?
Yeah, see, that's why I don't want to be taken off track. Hey, we literally got to end this, Dante. It's always great when you come in. Now we got to do this more often.
I would love to, man.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you to death. Man.
I know. I feel the same way about you.
Every time we see each other, it's just like and then we got to go.
And then we got to go. Then we're each going off into a different direction.
Dante Nero's podcast, Man School 202, is available now on Apple Podcasts. You can learn about his dating and relationship coaching at DanteNero.com, and follow him on Instagram at @TheDanteNero and on Twitter at Dante Nero.
Thank you, guys. I love you.
All right, man. We'll see you next time.
I appreciate you.